Good evening, everyone. I know I missed a couple of days. Didn't get much of a chance to stream this week, but we're back for the third case of Dual Destinies. And we'll get to start off on the... We finished up the investigation, or at least the first day of investigating last time. And so now we're gonna presumably jump into the first day of trials. My butterflies have butterflies in their stomach. So, what's it like to have your very own case for the first time? My heart hasn't raced this fast since I ran that full marathon last year. If it keeps up, you might get a lawyer's high. You know, like a runner's high. Relax, everyone's nervous their first time. So my fears weren't unfounded. After all, today's prosecutor is so terribly brutal, and willing to use any means necessary to win a conviction. There's that the end justifies the means concept again. Now that it has come to this, you have no choice but to fight fire with fire. The end justifies the means. She'd stop saying that. That's your method, Professor. I'm going to defend Juniper in my own way. But Miss Sykes, just yesterday you told me, as a lawyer, what is it that you treasure beyond all else? That's an easy one, Professor. Seeking justice for my clients. This trial proceeds in the same manner and ends in the same way as the mock trial. Would you not lose everything you've worked so hard to gain? I'll just have to make sure that doesn't happen then, won't I? My, but aren't you a stubborn one? Well, I suppose you will have to learn of your own inefficacy the hard way. Wow. Alright, buddy. Forgive me, Professor Means, but can we just leave it at that? Oh dear, please forgive me. It's just I wish to protect Juniper by any means I can. I do too, but... Now, if you'd excuse me... Ugh, thanks to him I'm feeling even more pressure than before. Don't let it get to you, Athena. And don't forget to keep smiling. I'll be fine, and I haven't forgotten what Mr. Wright said. The worst of times are when lawyers have to force their biggest smiles. The trial's about to begin. I'll show you the courtroom if you please. Apollo, counting on you to support Athena this time. Okay, Mr. Wright, leave it to me. That's right, I have Apollo to back me up. Judy's fate rests in my hands. I won't rest until she walks free. Court is now in session for the trial of Juniper Woods. Athena Sykes, defense team leader, is ready, Your Honor. That didn't sound very confident. You sure you're okay? I'll be fine. Your baldness. I know. As usual, you want me to deliver the opening statement. Ah! This case is crystal clear. I see no need to explicate it any further. Now, summon the witness. Is there something the matter? Please do share your baldness. Whatever gave you that idea? Bailiff, please call our first witness. And now we don't even get an opening statement. Detective Fulbright. He and Prosecutor Blackwell have become quite the team. Oh right, the case brief. Leave it to me. Yes, let the detective in charge, everyone's favorite friend of justice, explain. Was that just now? It's like he and Blackwell are totally in sync. Well, I don't think they're capable of mind melding if that's what you're thinking. Right, Detective Fulbright, would you please explain the case to the court? Professor Court's body was discovered on October 24th at approximately 2:30 p.m. She was murdered with this awl I have here. The victim's blood and the defendant's prints were both discovered on it. Oh, is that how he delivered the autopsy report to us? What a jerk. Bird can deliver evidence too? Blackwill's trained him well. Maybe Blackwell should train it not to mess up people's hair while he's at it. Moving right along. The body was discovered on... A body was discovered... Sorry. On the outdoor stage, although no blood was found there. However, we detected traces of a massive amount of blood in the third floor art room. In short, the murder took place in the art room. So then the body had been moved from the art room to the stage. Precisely. And there's one more piece of irrefutable evidence. A recording made by a tape recorder that a school paper reporter hid in the art room. It captured a female voice screaming, "You're a goner." What's this? You have such a recording? Must be from that tape recorder Miriam mentioned. Why is this the first we've heard of a death threat at the moment of the murder? Shh, silence please. I'd like to play the tape for you now. Okay. It is quite hard to hear, but the voice does sound female. The noise and low volume of the voice have made voice print analysis all but impossible. Then you haven't identified the voice as belonging to the defendant. Not so fast. After all, voice print analysis isn't everything. The victim was killed at night, then discovered in the afternoon the next day. The question is, when was the body moved? Oh, I know. It could have been moved in the middle of the night when no one was around. Sorry, but no. The campus was full of students that morning. However, no one reported seeing a body. That means the body was moved sometime before the mock trial when all the students and faculty were gathered in the lecture hall and the rest of the campus was empty. During this time, Hugh O'Connor, one of the mock trial participants, found the body. So the prosecution heard about Hugh seeing the body. Wait one moment. If all of the students and faculty were gathered in the lecture hall, there wouldn't have been anyone who could have moved the body. Have no fear, for there is always an exception. An exception? The 3 mock trial participants were standing by in individual dressing rooms. They were the only ones who had free access to the deserted campus before the mock trial. What? Then that would mean... What would that mean? Those 3 students were the only ones who could have moved the body. In justice we trust. I don't like where this is headed. Yeah, and only one of them's a girl, so they're going to say she's the only one it could have been. And by those 3, I mean Hugh O'Connor, Robin Newman, and Juniper Woods. Yep. Please, Detective Fulbright, don't say what I think you're about to say. Ticket everyone understands now. The voice believed to be that of the murderer was female, and out of the 3 people who could have moved the body, just one is a girl. That leaves the defendant Juniper Woods as the only possibility. Well, this is certainly a rough start. Impressive, he has you on the ropes even before any cross-examinations. You could at least pretend to be upset for me. A splendid job, Fulbright. That could not be any clearer. Feel free to anticipate a salary raise next. Wow! A detective who actually gets a raise in salary? That's a rarity. I don't do this for the money. It's all about justice. Justice, which... Not only a half-wit, but a perennial stick in the mud you are. I guess neither the carrot nor the stick works on Detective Fulbright. Now, bailiff, please bring our next witness to the stand. So, our first witness is a cardboard box. Yeah. Stealth mode deactivated. Oh my, the box has hands. Smile, Your Honor. What the dickens? I've just had my picture taken. Miriam Scuttlebutt, senior at the Legal Academy. I'm a reporter on the judge course. Juniper's been a bad, bad girl. I'll tell you all about her crimes. Might I ask whether you could come out of that box? How will I get any more scoops if I blow my cover? So the answer is no. After all, covert action is an undercover reporter's bread and butter. The testimony from a faceless witness is highly irregular. A former ninja I met in a clique said that exposing those who work in the shadows is to pass the death sentence upon them. Oh my, I'd never thought of it that way. Very well, if it would spare a life, I'll make a special exception this time. A former ninja in prison? The judge believed this load of crock. Now your testimony, please. Oh, but take care not to reveal your face. Really? The murder happened exactly like Juniper's mock trial script. Up until the mock trial began, only Professor Court and Juniper knew the script's content. But Professor Court's sudden decision not to use the script sparked Juniper's murderous rage. Juniper has to be the killer. She has a motive, and the murder is just like her script. Such a thing be true? Compare her script with the murder case and crime scene photos, then you'll see. This is so simple, even an ape posing as a decrepit old judge could understand. Only the victim and the defendant were privy to the script, ergo the defendant is the killer. Furthermore, in the art room where the crime supposedly occurred, this witness's script, along with an envelope on which "use" was written, were found. This proves that the accused's script had been rejected the day before the mock trial. She pressed the victim to use her script, an argument ensued, and the fatal stabbing. That makes perfect sense. What now? Prosecutor Blackwell has all his ducks lined up in a row. He's really on a roll now. He's like a pit bull once it sinks its teeth into you. How dare she? My script had it all. A bum rap and phony evidence, grudges and betrayals. I trust the defense is ready to cross-examine the witness. No problem. I mean, yes, I'm ready. I think. Time to find a hole in her testimony and unbox the truth. I've seen it done over and over. I know I can do this. Well, there's not that many statements to go over, so... Murder happened like Juniper's mock trial script. There must be places where the script in this case diverge. Okay, don't sweat the details. That kind of stress will give you wrinkles. I'm not worried. My skin is as fair as silk.
Objection!
Indeed, you are quite fair. Fairly desperate.
Objection!
What did you just say? Blackwell really turned that one around on you. So whose side are you on? Hurry up and think of a clever comeback. Whoa, easy there, Athena. Now, you listen to me. The two cases do indeed have their differences. For one, the stage hadn't yet been erected in the mock trial script. And in the actual case, there were signs indicating the victim's wrists had been bound. But such differences pale in comparison to the host of similarities. In any event, replicating the crime without knowledge of the script is an impossibility. Looks like I won't be passing this off as a coincidence. What a total burn. Try again, why don't you, Pawn of Woods? Up until the mock trial began, only Professor Court and Juniper knew the script's content. Somebody could have stolen a peek beforehand. I don't think so. I mean, I tried any number of times. Shame on you, Miriam. But that crafty she-devil Juniper has eyes in the back of her head. What chance does your average person have if an undercover reporter like me failed? Interesting point. Still, Miss Scuttlebutt, won't you get in trouble later for admitting to such underhanded tactics? Why you? I plead entrapment. How is you blurting out your own crime entrapment? But you haven't scooped me yet. They were all set to use Juniper's script. Professor Court's sudden decision not to use the script sparked Juniper's murderous rage. How do you know that Professor Court wasn't going to use her script? They're in the art room where the heinous crime took place. An envelope marked Use and Miriam's scuttlebutt script were found. Evidently, the script that was going to be used belonged to the girl in the box over there. What? Hold on. Judy, there's only one copy. I mean, if the script isn't in the envelope marked Use, then it's only natural that my script would be accepted and hers rejected. I introduced all sorts of brand new concepts, including bribery and fake evidence. It's a cutting-edge script portraying a courtroom battle in the dark age of the law. I can't help but feel Professor Court went out of her way not to use it. But Juniper, she used some devious underhanded tactics to get her script chosen. That's why her script and not my masterpiece was used in the mock trial. Wait a minute. How's that for an explanation? Wait. So was Juniper's script used or not? Because it sounds like Court had a sudden decision not to use it, but then from her explanation it sounds like they did use it after all. What? When they saw the mock trial could have recreated the crime. If they saw the mock trial, they could have easily staged the body just like the script.
Objection!
Where is the trial which pits Hawk against Canary?
Objection!
What did you just say? If he's so wary, he should try humping less. I bet that saves him energy. It's no time for jokes, Apollo. He just called me a canary. Let him get to you. At least canaries pick up on things quickly, just like you. I shan't repeat myself, so listen carefully, Sykes-Stono. Hugh O'Connor discovered the body before the mock trial even began. How could one stage the body as it is in the script before anyone knew its contents? Yeah, that's right. You can fathom the intricacies that go into staging a crime scene? No, I think not. You have the rudimentary mind of an elementary school child. Elementary school? Reporter's testimony throws attorney Athena Sykes for loop. The perfect caption. How marvelous, a photo in the newspaper is just the thing to boost your brand. In a school paper? Seriously? I believe you've pressed the witness more than enough, Miss Sykes. Now do you see how clear-cut my case is? Take it now, and in that fair, desperate mind of yours, etch it deep so you may never forget. No. No! Even my arguments get thrown back in my face. It wasn't supposed to be like this. What am I gonna do? Athena, you should just about have all the answers you've been looking for now. Huh? Think about it this way. The killer knew the details of the mock trial. Would they really commit the crime in the exact same way? I don't follow. Try to place yourself in the killer's shoes. I bet you'll discover an inconsistency if you do. Ah, I get it. Thanks, Apollo. Scuttlebutt, just so we're clear, you're claiming the killer intentionally made the crime scene look just as it was in the script, and that it is beyond the shadow of a doubt not a coincidence. Is that correct? No, duh. After all, it's just more evidence of Juniper's evil she-devil ways. What'd I say? What'd I say? Our client made the crime scene look just like the script, something known only to her. That would be not just foolhardy, but completely irrational. What do you mean? Yes, Miss Sykes, please tell the court what you mean by irrational. It wouldn't make any sense for Judy to mimic her own script on purpose, because it would mean leaking the script. The murder scene was the same as it was in the mock trial script. That in itself is irrational. What's wrong with them being the same? Yes, Miss Sykes, care to explain what you mean? Okay, let's say for argument's sake that Ms. Woods is the killer. If so, then what reason would she have to intentionally make the actual murder mimic her own script? That's easy. She was admitting that she was the... That's right. If she had really done that, it would have been like proclaiming to the world that she was the killer. So what we actually have here is evidence of someone trying to frame our client. The body was found the day of the mock trial, in short, the day the details were revealed. So it would be completely inconceivable for the murder to go exactly like the script. I was found the day of the mock trial, in short, the day the details were revealed. So don't let it go to your head just yet.
Objection!
It seems Justice Deno's comrade in arms has finally drawn her sword. However, the blade is dull, and shall remain so until you master its use. Enough with the stupid sword metaphors already. There is a perfectly good reason for the inconsistency of which you speak. Reason? What reason? Must I spell out everything? You are what people today call high maintenance. The accused had intended to stop the mock trial, and in that event, nary a soul would have been the wiser to the similarities of the case and script.
Objection!
No, the mock trial was only stopped after the body was accidentally discovered.
Objection!
Our witness here had also discovered the body. In fact, she was led to our dearly departed professor by the accused herself. What? Miss Scuttlebutt saw the body too? Precisely, and with the discovery of the body, the mock trial ought to have been cancelled. Wait, so you didn't call the police? Nope, I kept it secret for my big scoop. You can't do that. Made her pay long and hard penance for her sin. Did I not, my little box top? Compared to the work of a war correspondent, the sheer terror of that was... Jeez, I wonder what the Twisted Samurai did to her. Block off all the holes in her box. And spin her like a top while Detective Fulbright cackled in delight. That sounds more nauseating than scary. Enough jabbering. Witness, continue your testimony. Sure, Mr. Samurai. Ready to finish off that she-devil. Hey, how's it going? Your stream wrapped up well. I snuck into Juniper's dressing room while everyone was in the lecture hall. Juniper had changed into her stage costume. I asked her, "What are you doing?" When suddenly she fled into the hallway as if she wanted me to follow her. I followed her all the way to Professor Court's body. She led me right to it. I'm positive it was Juniper because she was wearing the costume that she had made.
Hold it!
Why did you withhold such key testimony? But what's that supposed to mean? Athena, you haven't even started your cross-examination. I know, but her testimony points to her as being a potential suspect. Well, I don't think Prosecutor Blackquill is... No, wait, I bet he's already thought of that. Witness left the lecture hall to sneak into Mrs. Wood's room before the mock trial. That means she, too, could have moved the victim's body. Prosecution's claim no longer has any ground to stand on. Now, no need to ruffle your own feathers so. When you squeak like a little brat, it agitates Taka. Do you want him to peck your eyes out? No thanks. You listen here. The witness has a perfectly good alibi. Oh yeah, I do. Around the estimated time of death, I was at undercover reporter class. It's right near my home. Undercover reporter class? The proverbial rug has been pulled out from under you. Witness could not be the killer. The defense must look before leaving, or at least make sure the rug's secured to the floor. Tried to warn you. Ugh. Well, there ends the cross-examination. Let's allow the witness to step down. Huh? No, wait. The defense has no right to cross-examine the witness after that little spectacle. For whatever a man is sowing, this he will also reap. Ugh, why can't he say, you reap what you sow? Very well. If the cross-examination is over, I suppose the witness may go home. Perhaps spend some time in her lovely box and recover from today's stressful events. Don't you worry about me, Your Honor. No rest for the wicked, or journalists either. My third eye's always eyeing a scoop. She's always eyeing a scoop? Well, back to the trenches. Bye.
Hold it!
Not so fast, Ms. Scuttlebutt. Apollo? There's just one thing I'd like to ask. Did you take a picture of the victim's body? And if not, why not? Well, that is... No, I didn't take one. Well, that's strange. Why wouldn't you take a picture if you're always eyeing a scoop? Did you or didn't you really see the victim's body? It's not like I, actually saw it, but... What the devil? Did you hear that, Your Honor? The witness didn't actually see the body. That completely overturns the prosecution's claim that the witness was led to it. Justice Dono, you dare bear steel at me again? Nice try, Boy Wonder. So what if I didn't see the body? The fact remains that Juniper led me there. Feast your eyes on this. What exactly am I looking at here? It's a crucial moment forever frozen in time by my third eye. A photo clearly showing Juniper, really? Cack. Why did you not tell me of this? It's a shocking scoop I was saving for just the right moment. And that would be now, right here in court. Surprise! Cack! What'd I do? What'd I do? All journalists keep their scoop secret until the right moment. She's pretty brave hiding it from Blackwell like that. Or pretty stupid. Well, this is an unexpected turn. Athena, about this picture. See how it only shows the back of the subject? Ah, so then, right, who knows whether this photo shows Juniper in the first place? Completely irrelevant point. What is relevant here is there was someone who did try to lead the witness to the body. Take a gander at this, the route by which the accused escaped. The witness pursued the accused this way after she fled the dressing room. The accused ascended to the first floor and exited the quad. Then what, cretin? Then I tripped and fell, caught my knee on my own box. She stayed on her box even while running after someone? Sounds difficult. Recall that the body was already there, for Hugh O'Connor had already seen it. She was trying to show someone the body because she wanted to stop the mock trial. But if the facts have changed, that's all the more reason to cross-examine the witness. The defense has a point there. Very well, you may proceed with your cross-examination. It seems Justice Dono has saved your pretty little hide, Missy. For now, at least. Phew, I guess I pulled that off somehow. Thanks, Apollo. You're a lifesaver. Incidentally, my compliments to the witness for her very fine box. It's primo cardboard, lovingly selected from among many. Tell another lie or hide another fact from me, and I shall put it to the torch. Please, anything but that. I think it would be more eco-friendly to recycle it, but that's just... Thanks, Judge. Alright, Miss Sykes, you may cross-examine the witness. Snuck in Juniper's dressing room while everyone was in the lecture hall.
Hold it!
You said you snuck in, but why would you do something like that? Because if I got a big scoop on Juniper, club membership would go through the roof. Right now, the newspaper club only has one member, me. The club's history once I'm gone. So, the Themis Herald's brand recognition is a matter of life and death. Her means may be questionable, but her motive is surprisingly sound. Extra extra, students seeking the thrills and chills of expose journalism report to the club room. This has been a paid advertisement. Anyway, where was I? Huh. Never took Miriam for such a go-getter.
Hold it!
Why would she change into that costume? The mock trial was about to begin. How should I know? If you don't believe me, take a look at this photo. Captured this critical moment like the gonzo journalistic pro that I am. But this only shows the back of whoever was fleeing. You expect me to shoot her face when she's running away from me? I guess you're right, but this doesn't seem to be getting me anywhere. At any rate, as this photo shows, Juniper was in her stage costume. Suddenly she fled into the hallway as if she wanted me to follow her.
Hold it!
That doesn't mean you had to chase her. Call it a journalist's instinct. I see something fishy, I go after it. But you never did catch up to her, did you? A true undercover journalist gets up and dusts herself off when she stumbles. That reminds me, didn't you fall during the chase, when you tripped on your box? A true undercover journalist is always ready to stumble over a great story. Sure are a lot of holes in your story, or is that just the scuttlebutt brand of journalism? A true undercover journalist always prevails against her adversaries. Followed her all the way to Professor Quart's body. She led me right to it.
Hold it!
What would our client have to gain from leading you there? The accused had employed her self-penned script as a manual for murder. Ergo, she had to stop the mock trial before the script's details became public. And that accounts for her desperate attempt to lead our Carton Cretin here to the body.
Objection!
But, as we all know, Miss Scuttlebutt didn't alert the authorities. And as a result, the mock trial began as scheduled.
Objection!
The issue here is not whether it was, in fact, halted. The fact remains that the accused was trying to lead the witness to the body. Does that not show clear intent to halt the mock trial? I mean, it doesn't, because they're all just conjecturing that, like, this is what they were doing, and that there wasn't any other reason for it happening. I'm positive it was Juniper because she was wearing the costume that she had made.
Hold it!
You say it was our client because the figure you witnessed was wearing her costume. Isn't that a bit simplistic? It's only as simple and clear-cut as a good piece of journalism should be. Sure, it's simple, but I'd hardly call it clear-cut. That's why I chased her. She keeps saying that it was Junie, but she didn't even actually see the body. Yeah, but Blackwell's assertion takes that into account. So even if I press her on never seeing the body, I won't be able to overturn this testimony. Whoever it was that was fleeing, Miriam never did see their face, so I'm wondering why she thought it was Juniper. Try thinking along that line and see what you come up with. Well, I mean, the obvious problem here is that that's not her stage costume.
Objection!
Miss Scuttlebutt's sole basis for identifying our client as the figure in this photo is the fact that it shows someone in Mrs. Wood's stage costume. Well, it is Juniper's costume, so that must be Juniper in it. It's clear cut. No, that's where you're completely mistaken. What? This is a design drawing of our client's stage costume. Oh my, what a wonderful creation. Constellations are extraordinary. I'm glad you noticed, because those stars are precisely what's important here. In the drawing, there are constellations all over the outside of the costume. But there's not a single star on the costume in the photo. Oh, then that means, what exactly? Your Honor, there were no other blue costumes at the scene, which leads me to believe that the figure in the photo was wearing our client's costume inside out. Why would Miss Woods make a mistake like that? Well, it's not really a matter of why, but rather who made the mistake of putting it on inside out. Wait, you're not suggesting... That's right. I'm glad you're catching on. Costume designer wouldn't put her own costume on inside out. Sorry, Miss Scuttlebutt, but doesn't believing you had a scoop when you really didn't make you a failure as a report. I don't think that's the main issue here, Athena. Failure as a reporter? Yeah. Why, hello, Miss Scuttlebutt. So nice to meet the woman beneath the box. You didn't see nothing.
Objection!
Now, I would have you stop right there, Sykes Dono. For it is the why of the matter upon which I would have this court focus. What do you mean? Miss Juniper Woods. Yes? What were you doing on the morning of the mock trial? I was in my dressing room, painting my costume in fluorescent paint. Fluorescent paint? My design drawing shows twinkling stars in the costume. I was going to make the costume shimmer like that by painting the inside of fluorescent. For what was that again? Fluoride? Did your costume have cavity? Judge. Not fluoride, fluorescent, as in glowing. The paint would make it glow in the dark. Yes, so you applied that to the inside of the costume, and then... I let it dry for a while because I heard it takes a long time. So I put the costume on my mannequin inside out. Inside out. So then... This is a photograph of the inside-out costume taken in the dark. As you can see, there's a heavy layer of paint over the entire inside surface. If someone were to properly don this costume in this state, the wet paint would get all over their body. Why, yes, I believe it would. Indeed, ergo, if the costume was worn the way it was, not by anyone's mistake, but because this was the way it was on the mannequin, inside out. Figures he would have a photo. Ugh, did we just fall into his trap? Yeah, I bet Blackwell had it all planned out. Still, I think you should give this photo a nice long look. Oh, please tell me you found something that doesn't add up. Check out the chest area. It kind of looks like handprints to me. Hey, you're right. But Junie would know better than to touch it while the paint was still wet.
Objection!
I believe the term to describe your thought process is wishful thinking. After all, if master painters make mistakes, why not a rank amateur such as the accused?
Objection!
So basically, you're saying, my claim requires evidence to back it up. Evidence? That shouldn't be a problem, right? After all, you've come this far. Just because I've come this far doesn't mean I've thought everything through, though. What? You mean you've just been bluffing? What'd you expect me to do? I'm sick of losing to this guy. But you're right. There's only one thing left to do at this point. And that's to present some evidence. Pronto. A showdown, is it? I'd gladly accept. Fluorescent paint must have stuck to the hands of whoever touched the costume, and that paint should go in dark places, so I just need to carefully check every last piece of evidence. Wow, it was that obvious, huh?
Take that!
School newspaper? Interesting. Take a look at the photo where the lights are dimmed and the spotlight is on Ms. Woods. Observe Mr. Newman's hands in that photo as he stands at the prosecutor's bench. As you can see, it's glowing just like Miss Wood's fluorescent paint. It is glowing, quite brightly, I might add. But why would he put fluorescent paint on his hands for the mock trial, you may ask? The answer is he wouldn't, not on purpose. It got there when he put the costume on. That means... What again? It means the figure photographed in the costume was not our client Juniper Woods. It was her classmate Robin Newman. What? To think you were actually able to prove that. Well, you never know what's going to happen next. That's the thrill of the courtroom. So then... Does that mean that Robin is our man? I like how this is... I feel like this is unlikely, but they still made a CG for it. Well, that's certainly how it looks. Very well. Robin Newman it is. He's here in the gallery, I trust. Show yourself. I challenge you to a duel. Will the witness please state his name and occupation? I'm Robin Newman! I want to become a great artist. I practice day and night. Yeah! No, that's not it. Art's gotta be sincere, man. So for occupation, should we put down budding artist? No! Dismiss Legal Academy, senior, prosecutor course. Race is proof of my masculinity. I've been training to be a prosecutor for 18 years. I assume you'll be cleaning up the pottery you smashed before you leave today. Ah! Aw, man. Ah! Seems the witness has finally settled down. I guess nothing phases the judge after all these years. You may proceed with your testimony, Mr. Newman. Specifically, the court wishes to hear why you had fluorescent paint on your hand. I see Juniper in her dressing room, but she wasn't there. I walked by that frilly costume, I was like, whoa. The mannequin was on. It was about to fall on me. I got that paint on me when I caught it. But I never put it on. That's just stupid.
Hold it!
Your Honor, I recommend a short therapy session for the witness. Well, Mr. Newman does seem particularly agitated, but... no! Not again. What's his problem? I sensed at the moment Robin took the stand. The discord in his heart. So you think he might be hiding something? Probably. You ready, Mr. Newman? Let's see what the mood matrix can do for you. I like that they just let her do this. Like, sure, okay, run this weird gizmo on the witness's statements. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, nothing here. Surprised. Oh, that frilly costume, I was like, whoa. Okay, I guess that kind of makes sense. Just, he thought it was cool. Mannequin, it was on. It was about to fall over. Okay, surprise. I got that paint on me when I caught it. Never put it on. That's just stupid. I had to catch the mannequin as it suddenly started to fall over. Even I can guess this one. The most natural response would be to be surprise. Paul was right, so maybe I should try focusing on some other emotion. I mean, I guess this one?
Got it!
Using the sage costume, it's a sudden powerful feeling of joy. Would you care to explain, Mr. Newman? Wait, what? Why would a frilly scarf thing and a long skirt make me feel like that? I don't know, but you seem awfully interested in that costume for some reason. You didn't happen to put it on, did you? Like, I'd be into that kind of thing. I'm a dude. I'm into braces. You don't think Robin's actually got a thing for Juniper's outfit, do you? Oh, come on. Isn't it obvious? You're enjoying this a bit too much, Athena. No way, man. The mannequin came falling toward me, so I had stuck out my hands to stop it. End of story. That's a new piece of information. Time to run an update. Even after that update, something just doesn't feel right here. Anything that could prove his statement contradicts what really happened. Yeah, because he's grabbing it by the thumbs.
Take that!
You said the mannequin came falling toward you, so you stuck your hands out to stop it. If so, then the fingers of your hands would have been pointing outward like this. That's not what the handprints show. In fact, it looks more like you just your thumbs in the base of your palms. Why in the world would I leave such weird handprints? You know why. You left them when you went to adjust the scarf after putting it on. Just like the model in this drawing. Whoa! Why don't you just admit it, Mr. Newman? You did put the stage costume on, didn't you? You really do like Mrs. Wood's clothes, don't you? Fine, I admit to putting the costume on. But I don't like girly clothes, man. New information to plug in. Time for another update. It's not gonna know the costume was there. I didn't even know I got. It's true, I did put on girly clothes. It was strictly for artistic purposes. Hopefully we can figure out what Robin's hiding based on this new information. So if it's not more than we bargained for, although that usually seems to be the case. Well, it's either this one or this one or this one. There, another emotion that doesn't fit. So what? You're really starting to get on my nerves, man. Mr. Newman, you got excited when you put the costume on. But you also felt sad. Who cares if I felt sad? It's no big deal. Okay, Mr. Newman, out with it. Why did you feel sad? You're hiding something, aren't you? Oh no! Not fooling anyone anymore. Now tell us why you were sad. Okay, fine. Maybe that way I'll tell you. The reason I felt sad is no matter how much I dress up, I'll never be as pretty as Juniper. Oh, no offense, but his habit of shouting at the top of his lungs doesn't exactly help. No, that's not it. Totally own those girly clothes. I should have been totally pretty. But there's something that keeps getting in my way. Oh, that's a whole lot of anger and raw emotion right there. His heart is crying out in pain. His emotions are out of control. How to control emotions. We saw those during the Ninetales Vale incident. So all we have to do is find the source of his uncontrollable anger, right? Right, help me look for a conflict between his statements and the images we see. If we can find that we can wrestle him away from whatever's tormenting him. Mr. Newman said there's something getting in the way of her being pretty. Something that doesn't go with girly clothes. But what could it be? Fine, I'll testify, man. This is a long one. Looking for the source of this anger. Right. Conflict is in his testimony. Will most likely arise from his emotional repression. Let's compare the images to his testimony. We might find the problem that way. I'm not really sure what to do with this. Like, okay, he wants to wear girly clothes, so what? I mean, I guess I'll just start with this one and work, I don't know. Oh, I have to pick specific things? Race. Costume. Human. Hold on. Dressing room. Human. Chair. The chair is causing the problem. Huh. I don't know what the problem is supposed to be here. Hold on, let me... Looking for the source of this anger. Right. The conflict in his testimony will likely arise from his emotional repression. Let's compare the images to his testimony. We might find the problem that way. I guess because he's saying it felt so right, but he's still like angry.
Got it.
So Mr. Newman's anger is this. Nope, way off. Way off. No good, huh? I'm trying to listen carefully, but all this shouting, it's... You better finish this off quick before you rupture an eardrum. No worries, I'm gonna nail it the next time. I mean, maybe because he's still got these, like, wires and, like, this metal stuff all over him. Kind of clashes with the costume.
Got it.
Mr. Newman, you feel a great deal of anger towards your brace, don't you? Is that what you feel is holding you back from being as pretty as you think you should be? What? Mr. Newman, the truth is, you really want to take that brace off, don't you? Wait, man, this is a symbol of masculinity. I can never take it off. Is it that you can't take it off, or that you don't want to take it off? Huh? Man, I should keep my big mouth shut. This is really weird. He exhibits intense anger towards his brace, which he calls a symbol of masculinity, but he can't take it off, not even when he's trying to look pretty. What could be at the root of his complicated relationship with his brace? I have a feeling we're on the verge of uncovering an earth-shattering secret. Athena, you okay? Seems Robin is still hiding a secret, a big one. Figuring the fact that he's secretly jealous of Juniper's looks? Yes, at least I think so. Oh, I see. I think I see. Maybe I see. I don't know. Just thought of something, but it's totally insane. Maybe not that insane. Information than we already knew. If there's any other evidence related. Your little secret. If I'm correct, it's not very little at all. It's huge. This sounds completely insane, but it's the only possibility left. I mean, it's either one or three, and either one is completely valid. But I think we've already established one. I don't think that's really a secret anymore because he's mentioned it multiple times. Well, this is about to get interesting. Saying, Miss Newman. That's a complicated statement. What, Athena? No, I'm completely serious. I don't have any direct evidence. That's what Robin's heart is shouting out loud and clear.
Hold it!
So I don't think you've totally lost it. I mean, he reeks of testosterone, really. I, for one, have never seen a girl who shouts like a maniac. I mean, we can have a discussion about gender roles here, but, I've seen plenty of witnesses in my day. If he's a she, then she's the most convincing actress I've ever encountered. Before let me pronounce my verdict, Robin Newman is without question. Y'all gotta stop making some assumptions here. You're now truly Destinies equal in one area. You are just as equally insane. Y'all need to, like... Never in the history of this planet has there been a finer specimen of the masculine spirit. People are complicated, okay? You guys are done talking about me. I'm... Okay, not the reaction I was expecting. Miss Sykes, no, allow me to call you Athena. Wanted to keep this a secret at all costs. But, no. What? Surely this must be... If you don't believe me... Okay, that's not necessary. An amazing transformation. Well, all the discord is gone. The image is now complete. I was raised as a boy since I was little, and I studied law just as my parents wanted. I see. But now this living lie that had me pinned to the ground is... It's been blown to smithereens by you, Athena. I can stop pretending I want to be a prosecutor. I'm going to be an artist. Yay! Shocking development. It really did turn out to be a she. Why is everyone looking at me like that? Movie star or something. Okay. This is getting to be a little not ridiculous is the right word. You know what? She can do whatever she wants. If that's how she feels, you know what? I'm just imagining things with Robin even more hyper now than when she was he. I don't know. Maybe it's because she finally got her troubles off her chest. Literally. That's a good point. That's all well and good, but does he think she actually changed anything? The fact that the witness is actually a girl does change things. This is now a piece of evidence that we must reevaluate. Let's see what the defense has for us now. Piece of evidence must be reconsidered now that we know the witness is a girl. I mean, there is this. There's also the fact that, like, the whole previous testimony doesn't actually, like, doesn't really mean anything now because it was for a completely different reason than what Scuttlebutt thought. But I'm presuming this is what they're aiming for.
Take that!
Court to reconsider. Tape recorder, the one that recorded the threat, you're a goner. And we have already established the female voice in the recording. Because of her alibi. That is why the tape recorder made our client the prime suspect. So then, that's right, the witness just revealed that she's a girl, therefore, if we are using the voice in this recording as the basis for hurling accusations, this witness must be labeled as a suspect too. Yeah, that's kind of shitty after she's just gone through this to be like, oh, by the way, you're also a potential suspect for murder. A sudden turn of events. Done it. You found a hole in one of the prosecution's key pieces of evidence. I mean, it doesn't feel great, but... it's a lot of work for a single one.
Objection!
So hasty now, forgetting that only one person here was privy to the script. Though Miss Juniper Woods is still the prime suspect.
Objection!
Mrs. Newman hid the fact that she was both a girl, both at the crime scene and in court. So that puts her in camp suspicious. Eek, that's not nice, Athena. How can you accuse me of being a killer? Just thinking about that murder makes me...
Objection!
Suspicious is as suspicious does. Undoubtedly, the witness does have some sort of connection to this crime. Perhaps our newfound lady is merely feigning ignorance. Surmise that she lent support to the principal offender, Juniper Woods. By leading Miss Scuttlebutt to the body, that would make her an accessory to the crime. How can you say that? I'm not an accessory to any crime, Mr. Birdman. Yeah, I mean... Okay, she could have also just been running because Scuttlebutt walked in on her and she was like, oh no, people will discover my secret, I have to escape. And they'll leading her to the crime scene was entirely unintentional. I mean, if this is what she wanted, hey, good for her. Glad that she finally doesn't have to pretend anymore. It sounds kind of shitty if... she had to, like, live her whole life putting so much effort into being something she didn't want to be.
Objection!
Birdman. In any event, with the witness as an accessory, it explains quite a bit, doesn't it?
Objection!
He made it all make sense somehow. You know, keep accusing Judy unless we can show someone else knew the script's details. I mean, there's also this. Like, the victim met with Hugh about something in the couple of days leading up to it. So it's entirely possible that he also knows something. How could someone have gotten their hands on that kind of info? One way they could have known was what in the script was if they... One way to know what the script is if they heard it from Junie? They penned the script. Presumably Junie's the one who penned it. And the mock trial, unless they rehearsed it at some point, like they would have had to have heard it from her, supposedly. Speak with Hugh O'Connor. Hugh got their report yesterday. Important. Because this is an important piece of evidence for some reason. I don't know if there's any particular evidence that points to one of these. But this one definitely couldn't be anyone other than Junie. This one feels like it couldn't be anything else because the murder was already happening by the time anyone would have seen it. So she must have leaked it somehow. Junie, but I'm going to like this. I may have leaked the script's details to someone. The devil? I know I shouldn't have, but I revised the script to favor the prosecution. Professor Court noticed it immediately and changed it back. Oh yeah. Miss Woods did not want Hugh O'Connor to win the mock trial. That's That's why I believe she leaked the details to the witness, Robin Newman. I get it. If Robin won, he wouldn't be able to confess to Juniper. Right, Junie was probably trying to keep their friendship from becoming awkward. How could you, Thena? A bunch of bull. I never heard a word about the script of Juniper. Never ever.
Objection!
Sure, you look me in the eye and swear you didn't? Bad Athena. You don't have any evidence. Actually, we might have just the thing. Really? Yeah, one of Robin's lines I read when we were reenacting the mock trial. Here's a shot of the crime scene. Ironically, it was Professor Court who posed as the corpse. Her forehead, how did the mock trial participants react to this photo? Newman was surprised by what Professor Court was wearing. Robin said, "Oh, the greens. Oh, that's right. Sure, I might have said that, but so what? I'll think of it this way, Athena. Yeah, which way exactly? If I told you that I'd been wearing a blue suit... Oh, right. Okay, hold on. Which one receives our room where traces of... Where was it? Where was it? Sweatsuit victim's outfit will be a red one from the prosecutor course. But it was... I think I did remember pointing that out, but I wasn't sure what it meant. So I guess that's... Yeah. If you were wearing a blue suit today, but then showed up wearing what I've gotten on now, what would you say? Oh, the red suit. I think I've got it. Robin would have only said that if she was expecting it to be something else. Alright. In the script itself.
Take that!
Mock trial script? Ms. Newman, during the mock trial, you were shown a photo of the victim's body. And reportedly, you reacted by saying, "Oh, the green sweatsuit." Oh, yes, I said that. What's your point? You seem to have some issue with the green sweatsuit, and I think I know why. Proof is in the script, specifically on the Things to Prepare page. Sweatsuit, victim's outfit, will be a red one from the prosecutor course. You were surprised because the sweatsuit in the photo was green. But if you didn't know about the script's content, then that shouldn't have surprised you. That's a good point. Thought we were friends, Athena. How could I have been so blind? In light of her privileged knowledge, I move to declare Miss Newman a suspect, Your Honor. You what? If knowing script details makes me a suspect, then there must be others besides me. I mean, someone else could have also seen Professor Court's note. Note? What note? The professor and Juniper were working together to prepare for the mock trial, but only one copy of the script was made to prevent it from being leaked. But that gets kind of inconvenient, right? You're not seriously going to suggest. But it's the truth. Professor Court did do exactly what you're thinking. She didn't write down any of the proceedings or the truth behind the case. But she did write a note to herself about the props and details about the victim's body. Is this really true, Ms. Newman? If you don't believe me, send the police over to my house. Tell them to check the pictures on my camera. I thought it might give me an advantage. So I took a picture of the note. I'd say she's telling the truth. Wait a sec. If there's a note with details about the body, then that means there are others who could have made the murder look like our client's script. Yes, I believe you're right. Apparently this case isn't as clear-cut as Prosecutor Blackwell would have us believe. This new revelation blasts a big fat hole in the prosecution's case. Oh.
Objection!
Bully for you, Missy. Don't think this spells victory. Why not? The battle is still young, and my blade is now fully drawn. Between it and my next witness, your life will be forfeit, so put away your wooden sword. We have a third witness today? That's kind of a lot. Show me what you're truly capable of if you wish to live. If you want it, don't worry, I'm gonna bring it. Yeah, I figured it would be him. I already said I want nothing to do with this trial. How juvenile. It is not a matter of what you want, for you will cooperate, Hugh O'Connor. Prosecutor Blackwell, why have you called this witness? You will recall that the day before the mock trial, in short, the day of the murder, the accused testified that she left for home around 6 p.m. Yes, my notes here do confirm that fact. Right. Our client wasn't at school at the estimated time of death, so she couldn't be.
Objection!
Yet that was but a felicitous lie. Or am I mistaken, golden boy? I have no intention of saying anything more. Now, if you'll excuse me. Hold. I am not through with you yet. It seems the rogue prosecutor has it out for me. Leave, and we just might discuss you-know-what. No, wait. One little statement and Mr. Cool loses it? What's that all about? So, the prosecutor knows something about Hugh as well. I changed my mind. I'll stay and testify. You sure, Mr. O'Connor? The word of a genius is as good as gold. Let's get on with this. Hugh O'Connor, a senior at Themis Legal Academy lawyer course. How's that? Just fine. Your testimony, then, if you please. You're up against the top of the class now. Be careful if I were you. I know Junie would never lie like that. That pompous schoolboy won't know what hit him. Get mentally prepared for the mock trial. I meditated at the archery range until 7 p.m. Around 7:15, I went to the main building before going home. That's when I saw Juniper. Didn't say much as we passed by each other. She seemed her usual self. That's it. Anything else you'd like to ask? That is quite enough. Well done, golden boy. Heh. Final bell rings at 7, at which point the campus is a desolate place. And you will recall the tape recorder. We know the time of the voice recording. It was 7:10 p.m. the day before the mock trial. That was the dark hour of this heinous crime. Do you have any proof of that? As its final bell, the school plays a special broadcast when the clock strikes 7. The female voice in the tape appears 10 minutes after that broadcast. The killer waited until the school is empty to spring her devious and deadly trap. So when the witness saw the defendant, that would have been... Indeed, it was 5 minutes after the voice was captured on tape in the art room. Ergo, we know the accused was still in the main building even after the killing. So the time of the murder and the time of when the body was moved. Great. Another inconvenient testimony. Miss Sykes, your cross-examination, please. So wait. So wait, if that's when the murder happened, I guess Juniper either somehow didn't get any blood on her, or she managed to clean it off and then get out of that room and see him walking around 5 minutes later?
Hold it!
So, you meditate often? Don't tell me you're going to start pestering me, too. What's that supposed to mean? No need to play dumb with me. All the girls want to know about my private life. What? Don't mind the defense, this is a court of law, not a pickup spot. Seems Miss Fancy Pants' lawyer is Smith, the witness.
Objection!
Objection! Objection! Just trying to establish the witnesses. You must know, I never go a day without meditating. Satisfied now, stalker girl? That's it. You better take that... Whoa there, Tiger. Just take a deep breath and relax. I'll just continue my testimony now, if you don't mind. Went to the main building before going home. That's when I saw Juniper. The client stated she went home at 6 p.m. We were busy preparing for the mock trial together yesterday, right? was that last time you saw her? Yes, I left school at around 6 p.m. No, wrong. I don't know what she was doing, but Juniper was definitely at school after 7 p.m. But I suppose neither side can prove one way or the other. Ugh. If Junie was there, that means she's lying. Truth be told, I only saw her for the briefest of moments. Is this gonna be another, like, okay, we've already seen someone who's like, oh yeah, I definitely saw her, and then it turns out they didn't actually see her at all, so I kind of wish we could get more details about that.
Hold it!
Just walked past a good friend, barely saying a word. Final bell had already rung. They get mad when you stand around chatting. But again, we're not like you people, talking endlessly in those annoyingly loud voices.
Objection!
Annoyingly loud voices? I'd like it if you refrained from insulting my partner like that. Normally I'd shout objection right about now, but I'll take this one for the team. Anyway, I think that's about all I have to say. That's it. Anything else you'd like to ask?
Hold it!
Alright, I'll take you up on your kind offer. I expected as much, so go ahead, ask away. Mr. Connor, I want to ask you... Did you go to the art room? Or as it's now known, the scene of the crime? No, I didn't. Can you prove it? As much as I'd like to say I could, I can't. Let me ask you, can you prove that I did? As much as I'd like to say I could, I can't. I will ask, how often do you visit there? Hardly ever. There's no reason for me to be there anyway. There's no reason for you to be there. Is there an echo in here? If something's bothering you, I'll just add it to my testimony. How considerate. Thank you for noticing. Let's add your statement to your testimony. I don't know that this one's necessarily... about that report, but does it say when they met with you?
Hold it!
No reason to be in the art room? Really? The lawyer course I'm in is supervised by Professor Means. Plus, I'm not a member of Professor Court's art club, so why would I even go there? About art class? Nice try, but seniors don't take art class. Alright, then let me ask you. Wait, I just remembered something important. You did? I scored only 100% on all the art tests I took through junior year. That's it. Right. Always happy to indulge in some ego stroking. Anyway, what to ask next? Why did you stay past the last bell? An honor student like you ignored the last bell. I wouldn't say I ignored it. I was simply running a little late. Do you remember exactly how late? You're a stickler for details, lady. But if I had to say, it was maybe about 10-15 minutes. If you think it's that important, I'll add it to my testimony. I was hoping you'd say that. Final bell had rung 10-15 minutes earlier. No biggie. That's when I saw Juniper. I mean, he's already said at around 7:15 he went to the main building before going home. So the fact that it's 10-15 minutes earlier is that... Yeah, I don't think this is it. No, shame on you pressing me for no reason. Well, people do run late sometimes, like you on the day this whole case began. Appears we have a culprit in the case of the pot calling the kettle black. That was a pretty good one, Judge. Yeah, this isn't it. It's gotta be... what you were doing on October 23rd, the day before the mock trial. That's an easy one. Nothing in particular. Aha! You didn't help with the preparations? You don't get it, do you? I was merely playing the role assigned to me. I left the preparations and the like to others. My job was to be mentally prepared. Juniper heart and soul in getting things ready while he just sat on his behind. Just to reiterate, I spent most of the 23rd meditating at the archery range. I didn't talk to anyone until the school closed at 7 p.m. Suppose a few archery club members did come and go while I was there. But you didn't talk to anyone. Not a single soul. That's right, I didn't say a word to anyone until the final bell. I see. This is crucial information. Please add it to your testimony. I don't know if you're bluffing, but if you are, you have a pretty good poker face. I'll press it just to see what else he says. Really didn't talk to anyone? Well, I'd exchange a few greetings, but what does that matter? So he didn't have any conversations. Entire day? He thinks that claim needs a little more scrutiny, but what should I do? Is there anything I should ask about in more detail? Actually, never mind. Got all the info I need. Why, don't we seem confident?
Objection!
So you didn't talk to anybody on October 23rd? Are you sure about that? Heh, I already told you, my word is as good as gold. Okay, then how do you explain this? And don't spare any details. Sorry, never seen that before. This is the victim's planner. She recorded all of her plans in great detail. I don't know about great detail, but take a look at this page here. It reads 23rd, meet with Hugh, and important. Don't you find that interesting? Where'd you get that? Keyword here is important. You say you were at the archery range all day. But you also said a few students came and went while you were there. That doesn't sound like a great place for an important talk. The entire campus was buzzing with activity before the mock trial. Where could they have possibly had a private conversation? I thought about that too. The situation changes after the last bell. What's this now? The witness stayed after the last bell in order to have a private talk with the victim. Am I right, Mr. O'Connor? This is insane. Must we go through this yet again? Suppose you also have no evidence as usual. No, I don't have any direct evidence. However, the witness was meditating until after the last bell. He attempted to conceal his private meeting with the victim. Heh, first Robin, now me. Who are you going to accuse next? You're just another unscrupulous attorney looking to get ahead. Don't let him get to you. He's definitely hiding something. I mean, he was supposed to meet with the victim around her estimated time of death. I had my suspicions about Robin, but Hugh seems just as guilty. These three are the only possible suspects, after all. Mr. O'Connor, answer me this. Did you meet with Professor Court that day? Sorry, Mr. Jailbird Prosecutor. I don't mean to steal your thunder, but I have something to say. If it will save me some trouble, then by all means, speak away. You would recall, Miss Sykes, the voice on the tape recorder was female. Knowing that, I'd like to explain how I could possibly be a suspect. Ooh, he has a point. I mean, there is one other person who is female in this situation, or who would have a female voice. And if somebody has dirt on this guy, he could potentially be a goner in terms of his academic record. So it's possible he was in trouble for something important and stabbed, and she was the one who said, "You're a goner," and he went, "Oh no, I've got to stop her." Golden boy here does shine gold indeed. Care to take the reins? You're more than capable of prosecuting this case. Sorry, but I'm studying to be a lawyer. What a pity. To think such genius is to be wasted on mere lawyering. Yeah, something's up with him. Moment is here, Sykes Dono. Time to refute Golden Boy's statement. and prove that you're the young prodigy worthy of the badge on your lapel. Can he lay in any more pressure on... His voice is unmistakably female, so there's no point arguing about that. Yeah, you're right. In which case... To whom does the voice on the tape really belong to? The voice on the tape belongs to the victim. That's the only thing that makes sense.
Objection!
Are you mad? The voice in the recording says you're a goner. Yeah, that could mean a lot of things. That doesn't necessarily mean I'm about to kill you. Also, if you're going to kill someone, yelling I'm about to kill you is usually not a great thing to do. That is something... Yeah, if you're like a cartoon murderer. There's a problem. You're a goner. You're a goner. Athena? Hugh O'Connor. Hugh O'Connor. Wait a second. Oh. It wasn't Hugh O'Connor, it was Hugh O'Connor. Okay. That's a bit sillier than what I was expecting, but okay. Terrified for even coming up with this. With what? Prosecutor Blackwell, you want to know if I'm worthy of my badge? Well, I'm about to show you why, despite my age, I can wear it with pride. Oh, then can I take it you won't be changing your argument? Still, it stands that it's a bit odd for the victim to be the one yelling, "You're a goner." Agree if that's what the victim is saying, but it's not. I assume you have something to back up your assertion, Miss Sykes. Exactly, but you don't have to add fuel to his fire, Your Honor. If it is indeed Professor Court's voice in the tape that she was shouting because she was... I'd like to call one basic fact into question. Is that shout on the tape really saying you're a goner? What are you up to now, Athena? Professor Court's planner says she was supposed to meet with the witness for an important talk. Perhaps our witness, despite being a genius, had done something wrong, and this made Professor Court get angry with him during their private meeting. Let's see how this... yeah. If you want to see how it changes things, then let's try a little experiment. Your Honor, I want you to yell at the witness as if you're mad at him. But, and this is important, use his full name. Okay, let's see. Hugh O'Connor. What did I do to deserve that? Yes, like that. Now try again, but faster. Hugh O'Connor. Hugh O'Connor? Hugh O'Connor? Hugh... Okay. This is a bit of a stretch, but... No, this can't be. I think I'd spend the energy to lead you this far if it wasn't true. But it is, Your Honor. Humans are not perfect, that's a scientific fact. We sometimes mistake shadows for monsters, or the wind for voices. Now that you mention it, you can do this, Athena. Just give the old guy one more little push. The sound on the tape recorder never was the phrase, "You're a goner." That's only what we thought we heard, when in fact it was the witness getting yelled at. The court will note that this is different from the selective hearing men are so good at. Wasn't expecting that line, but okay. I think you're right, but what was that last part again? Never mind. The important thing is that the voice that was recorded isn't our client's. And since it was the victim scolding the witness, he must now join the list of suspects. In fact, I would say he's more likely suspect, since why would his name be mentioned if the other two were in the room with her?
Objection!
I had thought that this testimony would suffice, but it seems it has come to this. We'll not allow such fallacious quibbles to upend this case. The prosecution has one final piece of evidence to present to the court. Evidence? What's he going to pull out now? Feast your eyes on this photo, and let me see that insolent look vanish from within them. See here. it's a picture of the defendant and the victim. What on earth is that thing behind them? Photograph shows professor and student preparing for the mock trial together. I mean, does it? Is there a date on this to verify? Because I see that it says 7:05, but this is taken in the art room, the room where the murder occurred. Indeed it was, but the revelations do not end there. Do you see the clock on the wall? It reads 7:05, a mere 5 minutes before the voice was recorded on the tape. What? The accused brutally stabbed the victim to death 5 minutes after this photo was taken. I mean, I guess it's just being taken for granted that it was on the day of the murder. It seems the defendant's culpability in this crime is quite obvious. I have to wonder why they didn't just lead with this if, like, it's so obvious. She was with Professor Court just 5 minutes before she was murdered. What now? Nothing I say can change that fact. Humph. Understand now. Believe in your client all you wish, but try as you might. Such misplaced faith will inevitably be cut down before the cruel, steely blade of truth. Listen, Missy. The person you'd like to save more than anyone else in the world? I'd be willing to wager that your defense isn't what they desire. But I became a lawyer so I could... You still fail to understand? After so much pain and defeat? The courts are not the play yards of little children dressed as lawyers. So before you break your back in failure, run along home and grow up. If he thinks I'm giving up now, he's got another thing coming. I have to find my inner strength if I ever hope to save him. Save him? But I can't think of any way to strike back. The worst of times are when lawyers have to force their biggest smiles. That's impossible. How could I smile in these circumstances even if I forced it? This is badder than bad. Who knew Blackwell had that one waiting in the wings? Why didn't that twisted samurai just present it at the beginning? Yeah. Wait, maybe this was his real plan. Is he just trying to show me how weak and powerless I am? Maybe he's right, because I really haven't got a clue. Who's the real killer? Who murdered Professor Constance Court? Robin Newman, a girl who'd been forced to live a lie as a guy. Or was it Hugh O'Connor, the honor student who met with Professor Court? There seems to be little reason to debate the defendant's guilt any longer. Time for a verdict has come. No, that's not going to happen, man. What's the meaning of this? You can't interrupt a judge about to hand down a... Maybe, but false verdicts are a no. What? Ms. Newman, please explain yourself. Juniper's not the killer. I know, because I know who the real killer is. You do? You know who the real killer is. What is she up to now? Yep, I know because the real killer is... me. Teehee. What? What? It was me. I did it alone. Just me. I don't get it. Why is she confessing? Miss Newman was witness near the stage. There's even a related photo of her. The more I think about it, the more suspicious she seems. Robin Newman isn't the kind of guy who pins the blame on friends. But they might be the kind to take the fall for them, just so he can walk free. Get it over with. Declare me guilty already. Please, wait. Juniper, what are you doing? Thank you for all you've done, Thena, but you'll have to forgive me. I can't let my friends take the blame any longer. Junie, no! Don't do it! You and Robin have done nothing wrong. They have absolutely no connection to this case. The real killer is me. I alone am responsible for the entire crime. What?
Objection!
Junie, you know that's not true. Hurry up and retract your statement. I'm afraid it is true. Forgive me, Athena. Somebody please explain what's going on here. I see right through your cheap ploy. School rules state that a prior conviction terminates one's eligibility to graduate. A guilty verdict here would make whatever dreams one had go up in a puff of smoke. Oh, I wasn't aware. Even meek little mice will fight when cornered. A pitiful spectacle, I might add. These vermin are trying to protect each other now that they've nowhere else to run. Protect each other? Wait. So is Robin just trying to protect Judy too? If so, then the real killer is... Is he gonna jump in now? Heh. This whole thing's a joke. Uh-oh, now it's Hugh's turn. What is wrong with kids these days? I know what just crossed your mind, Ms. Sykes. Think I'm the killer, don't you? Wow, he really is a genius. He even knows what you're thinking. Heh. I think it's about time I told you the truth. And I'll even get right to the point. It was me. I did it. Wait. I thought he... For a second, I thought he was going to be like, nah, it wasn't me. But then he did admit to it. Oh boy. Now both potential suspects are claiming to be the real killer. I'm so confused right now. If you still have doubts, how about I detail my murder plot? It's absolute genius. Enough of this nonsense. This is a court of law, not the set of some high school drama. I see I have no choice. I'm afraid I'll have to... Boy, wait, your baldness. I'm sorry, Prosecutor Blackwell, but I'm in no position to hand out a verdict just yet. I'm hoping that the defense and prosecution can come up with some airtight evidence. That is why I'm giving you both the rest of the day to continue investigating this case. Pinch me, I think I'm dreaming. Fine, do as you wish. This brings today's proceedings to a close. Court is adjourned. I mean, it could be any one of them. It could also still be the reporter because maybe she's the one who took the picture of them. Because I was going to bring up, okay, there's a photo of them, but if you look at the camera and it turns out the camera doesn't have a timer on it, then someone else had to be in the room to take a picture of them. So, although I don't know why any of them would cover for her because she doesn't seem to be friends with them, still... you know what? It's a Friday night. I can keep going. Sorry, boss. I couldn't do it. You know, that little bit of advice you gave me? The worst of times are when lawyers have to force their biggest smiles. I know exactly what you meant. But there was no way I could force a smile in that courtroom today. Just glad you remembered that. Now how about relaxing a little? Relax? Not gonna happen. Junie, she asked me to defend her because she believes in me. But I felt completely helpless. If it weren't for their confessions, This trial proceeds in the same manner and ends in the same way as the mock trial. Would you not lose everything you've worked so hard to gain? Well, I'll just have to make sure that doesn't happen then, won't I? No, I can't lose it all. Not now. You okay, Athena? You're turning kind of pale. You can't just stand around here. I'm going to finish the investigation. You know, if only she had seen, like... I'm pretty sure there were several times in, like, Phoenix's early cases, I would probably be able to remember them if I went back, where he's just like, no, I can't figure it out, and somebody else, like, Mia would have to, like, step in and help him out, or, like, you know, something else would happen that would throw him a save. Like, the whole point is that you can't do it on your... Like, I think that even comes up in one of the trials. The whole point is to not try and do everything on your own. Can't just stand around here. I'm going to finish the investigation. Can't wait. I just took a batch of freshly baked cookies out of my magic panties. Thanks, but I better get going. Save me one for when I get back. Apollo, you wait here. I need to see Junie at the detention center first right away. No, wait. I'm going with you. Sorry, Mr. Wright, but I better go too. No problem. You two be careful. So much I need to ask Junie. What happened in court today? Where we go from here? Well now, fancy meeting you here. Oh, Professor Means, what brings you here? I asked him to come. He arrived just a little before you. I wanted to ask him something. But first, Athena, I want to apologize for my sudden confession after you worked so hard to defend me. She was calling me Athena until just now. No, I should be the one apologizing. The whole thing spiraled out of my control. Athena, don't worry, I'll really bring it tomorrow. I'll find something to prove your innocence. About that... Athena, I've been thinking of asking Professor Means to defend me. Huh? I myself only just heard of this a moment ago. Oh, so she thinks Professor Means would be... No, I can't let this happen, not with the way he wants to do things. Junie, I know, Athena, but will you please hear me out? Athena, do you actually think Hugh or Robin could have committed this crime? The body was moved right before the mock trial. Besides Junie, they're the only ones who could move freely around the campus at that time. I'm sorry, Junie, but at this point, I can't rule them out. I was afraid you'd say that. Juniper is seeking a lawyer who can clear all three of their names. Only I am capable of such a feat. But how can you possibly prove that all three of them are innocent? I'm a result-oriented person. Come tomorrow, I won't fail to have the perfect piece of evidence ready. For the end really does justify the means, especially for me, Professor Aristotle Means. Ugh, I really don't like the sound of that. I'm sorry, but just as you believe I'm innocent, I believe that my friends are innocent too. Alright, if that's how you really feel, we'll respect your decision. Apollo? We want to continue our investigation. Can we ask you some more questions? Sure, I don't mind. Professor Means, would you like to stay and join our conversation? Yes, of course. I am your lawyer, after all. There's that smile again. Why does it always creep me out? About your confession, Junie. It's not true, is it? You just said what you did because Robin had confessed in the stand, didn't you? Yes, I wasn't thinking straight. All I knew was I had to help my friend. You mean because of that school rule? The one that says you can't graduate if you're convicted of a crime? No, I didn't do it because of some rule. I did it because she's my friend. Why is there discord in her voice again? Could it really be that the friendship between the three of them is on the rocks? There's more here than meets the eye. When did you three first become friends? Well, even though we were in different courses, we really bonded from the first day at school. We vowed to work together to bring an end to the dark age of the law. That was when our proof of friendship came about. Oh yeah. There's that proof of friendship thing again. I just wish this were as simple as that. The situation kind of changed recently, when the school's policy shifted to training legal professionals who produce results. Allow me to explain. In the lawyer course I teach, producing results means winning trials. Professor Court, on the other hand, taught that finding the truth was the only valid result. Fortunately, that clash of ideas created a rift among our students. At some point, we stopped talking about it. While that meant fewer arguments, it also meant we couldn't be as frank and open with each other as we used to be. I think I understand now. By putting their friendship on a pedestal, they actually did more harm than good. Well, I guess. It seems the relationship between the three of them isn't as simple as I thought. Juniper, thank you for talking to us about this difficult subject. Yeah, thanks, Junie. Now, if you could tell us about the day of the murder... Junie, you told us yesterday that you went home a little after 6 p.m. Was that a lie? I'm sorry I didn't tell you this before, but... what actually happened was I left the art room a little after 6 p.m. and headed over to my dressing room where I worked on my stage costume until 7. That's it? You didn't go anywhere else? No, nowhere else. If that really were it, then there would be no reason to lie in the first place. She's got to be hiding something else. Junie, do you remember this picture? Yes, but something's wrong here. Wrong? What's wrong? I took this picture at around 6, which was before I'd left the art room. So what's with the clock on the wall? The clock here says it's just after 7. By 7, I'd already been working in my dressing room for some time, so there's definitely something wrong with the time in this picture. I guess we better go check the art room. Okay, just one last question about the day of the murder. On the evening before the mock trial, the evening of the murder, you ran into Hugh. Yes, I did. She suddenly went silent. She always was terrible at hiding things. She's trying to keep their meeting a secret by lying about going home at 6. Alright, I won't press the matter any further. Is there anything else you noticed in the night of the murder? Well, I don't know if this will help, but that evening I went back to my dressing room to get something I'd forgotten there. It was well after the last bell rang. I'd say maybe around 8:30. Around 8:30, huh? That's over an hour after when the crime supposedly took place. That's when I noticed that both stage statues were finished. They were quite large, and they were each covered with a white sheet, but I could tell. It made me happy to think that after all that hard work, they were finally finished. Oh, right. The statues that Robin made, so they were covered in white sheets. Junie, are you okay? Sorry, I'm a little tired, that's all. Tina, I think this meeting is over. Professor Means? I will use any means possible to get the result I want in Juniper's case. It will require considerable preparation, so I must be off.
Hold it!
Junie, Professor Means, I have a proposal. Proposal? Wait, this is another one of your... By sundown today. Yes? I, Athena Sykes, along with Apollo Justice. Wait a second, don't drag my name in it. We're going to discover the truth behind this murder mystery. What? And we're going to bring you solid evidence showing just what that truth is. I see. So, it has come to this, has it? If we succeed in doing that, I want you to promise that you'll accept it, Junie, no matter how hard it is to hear. Then you shouldn't need anyone else to defend you except me. Have we got a deal? Trust that's okay with you too, Professor Means. I have no objections, as long as Juniper is satisfied with this arrangement. Okay, but only if it's the real truth. I'm sorry to put you through this, Athena, but thank you. I've been thinking only of myself this whole time. Junie, it's way too early to thank me. But you can thank me all you want once I get to the bottom of this. Very well. I will see you back here at sundown. Sorry for all the trouble, Professor. It's just, she's new to the agency, so... Don't be silly. I find it all rather thrilling. Now let us meet here again later. If you'll excuse me, I'd better go. Okay, see you later. The trial proceeds in the same manner and ends in the same way as the mock trial. Do not lose everything you've worked so hard to gain. This is no time to be thinking about that. Got an investigation to do. I will find the truth by sundown, no matter what. Only 3 mock trial participants could have moved the body before it started. That's why the killer must be Robin, Hugh, or Juniper. Right, and that means at least one of them is lying. To make matters worse, I have a feeling each one of them is hiding some sort of secret. I have to bring it all to light. I'm not looking forward to it, but it has to be done. Today's trial focused on the day of the crime and the actions of those involved. Yeah, like when the voice was recorded and who went to the art room and when. If we analyze the info we have, we should be able to ID the killer. There's no lead in these legs. There's no lead in these legs. I've been training for a day like this. Okay, on my mark, ready, set. No running for me. I'm done trying to keep up with you. More damaging evidence. Juniper's case seems to have no lack of that. So time to turn this whole case upside down, but it'll require some legwork. Right, let's give it our best shot. That's the spirit. We'll start with Windsor. 200 yards, 10 times. Oh wait, wouldn't our time be better spent investigating the case? Alright, well, I don't know if we're going to get anything out of these items then. Well, I don't know how much would be found here or here. Maybe the stage. But I think the thing to really do right now is to head to the maintenance area. And can I move to the... Okay, I thought maybe I would be able to move to the art... find an entrance to the art area from here. Hey, Trucy. See if you have any ideas. Hungry, Athena? You haven't had lunch yet, right? Well, it's a virtual snack bar, I imagine. What? That's not the most appetizing place to keep snacks. I'm not really that hungry anymore. I'll just have some juice from the fridge. Great. Been waiting to have you try drinking. It's even worse. Maybe next time. I'm really busy with the investigation and all. Oh, you are? When you get back, I'll have all sorts of things ready for you. Just the very thought is making me shudder. I saw your debut fight, Athena. You look like an old pro out there. Isn't nearly that good, but thanks. Oh, come on. You put a pit bull to shame. You sunk your teeth in and never let go. Sure. You exploited your opponent's faults, and you split hairs like there was no tomorrow. Okay. It's amazing. I can't tell you the last time I was on the edge of my seat for a whole fight. Right. Trial boxing match equals trial. But yeah, I mean, really, to be honest, I'm pretty sure, yeah, like, Apollo also, like, there was that one point where, Trucy basically had to stage a kidnapping to buy him some time. Like, all things considered, she did pretty well. I guess I'll just poke around different places until we find one that has something. Okay, I figured if anything it might be this one. Ah. Oh, it's you. Afternoon, you two. Prosecutor Gavin, what are you doing here? Do you think sneaking onto campus like this is just slightly suspicious? I have you know I'm continuing my investigation in the strictest of confidence. I don't want to be caught napping again at tomorrow's trial. And that means a thorough investigation today. Think you can lend us a hand? I'm not one to refuse a damsel in distress. But you needn't have asked, Fraulein. I'd intended to help from the start. You're the best prosecutor, Gavin. Okay, time for a thorough investigation. I bet we missed lots of stuff yesterday. Prosecutor Gavin, you were scheduled to perform at the school festival, weren't you? That's right, but I hadn't seen this stage until yesterday. That backdrop with the starry sky and big crescent moon isn't half... Huh. It's about yay far over and a little bit further down, and there's one directly from about the top of the point. I mean, there's one that looks like a star that's right on the southeastern side of the crescent that doesn't show up in this picture. And it's probably a little crazy to think that this backdrop was somehow put up in front of the third floor window. But just having them call that out, it's just like, wait a minute, something is weird here. So had some tricks up our sleeve to make the concert really rock. Pyrotechnics, a fog machine, big banners, things like that would have looked like this. Plans from yesterday. What's that design there on the banner there in the back? I know the scales of the school emblem. What's with the number 6? Looks like it's in serious pain or something. Athena, ixnay on the ixay. I mean, Athena, it's right there. He's wearing it. Gaviner's logo, Fraulein. Oh, a nice pig Latin hair forehead. Really smooth. Oh, I meant it looks like the number 6 rocking seriously hard. 9, Fraulein. It's a G for Gaviner's, not a 6. But whatever floats your pretty boat. So, where is the banner? I don't see it anywhere on stage. It was an important part of the show, but the school managed to misplace it some... Okay, so there's going to be missing banners involved. It's a pity, we had it specially made from heavyweight high-grade cloth. Heavyweight high-grade cloth. Missing banner and 2 broken statues. There are mysteries aplenty to be solved, yeah? Think of it, one of the broken statues was Prosecutor Gavin. As you can see here in the stage plans, right here we have the statue of me, and right here, Herr Wright's statue. But little does that matter now, as we both lie in pieces thanks to you, Herr Forehead. What did I ever do to you? Actually, the statue broke into rather large pieces. Why don't we try to put it back together? Maybe we'll learn something new. Picking up the pieces of a shattered rock star. Achtung, that's one uber cool idea. Might even be a song in there somewhere. Hey, let's do this. Schnell. Is this an investigation, or am I interrupting a German language club social event? Also, I mean, you don't think this weird box here is... Hands off. I knew it. I know that voice anywhere. Let's just ignore it. I mean, it made its wishes loud and clear. So this is the future cardboard box technology has afforded us, huh? I still think she could be... I mean, she's the one with the camera, and somebody took a picture of the two of them, but it seems like that's not going to come up. Built a witness stand too, even though it's just a temporary stage. Oh, but I think they're still working on it. Let's see what this notice says. Caution, pedestal features a high-speed rotation mode. Activate with care. What? I mean, this thing spins? Oh, maybe that's just a joke. It's a bit too far away to get a good look. Maybe we should try to get a different angle. Oh, okay. I don't know. This is fine for a rock concert, but the nighttime sky is a backdrop for a courtroom? Personally, I think it's breathtaking. I mean, speaking the truth under a starry sky, don't you think it's romantic, Fraulein? And the waning crescent moon represents the maximum 3-day trial cycle. I guess? 3-day trials outdoors? No thanks. If it starts raining, my hair will be ruined. 67th. Wow, this school festival goes way back. Oh, look. Text on the sign isn't written, it's embroidered. And there's a warning in an even smaller embroidery. Embroidered sign lovingly crafted by the Handicrafts Club. Keep dry. The sign is outside. What happens if it rains? See the prosecutor's bench here on the stage. Memories, Fraulein. As a former rock star and a prosecutor, the prosecutor's bench has taught me much about human emotions, passion, and fight. I can picture it now, you with your silvery singing voice and Apollo sweating bullets. Hey, how about picturing me winning once in a while? Winner of the mock trial was to take the training seminar right here. You mean Hugh or Robin? Yeah, besides Junie, they're the only ones who could move freely around the campus before the mock trial. That means one of them must be the killer. That's not really enough to go on, is it? We need to talk with Juniper one more time and persuade her to give us a name. Right, and that means we have to find irrefutable evidence before the day ends. There's no time to lose, but we can't rush it either. Efficiency is the key. Alright, I think that's everything. So let's turn it around a bit. Body's gone. All that's left is a white outline. I never knew Professor Court personally. Seeing her reduced to a white outline leaves me cold inside. But in a way, she still lives on in the messages she left behind. Like the strange way her body was posed and the signs of her wrist being bound. You're right, let's use her final messages to catch her killer. Gotta figure it out. I don't think there's anything here. Hello. Found one. A piece of Prosecutor Gavin's shattered pride. You're saying my pride is as fragile as a plaster of Paris? Looks like there are other large pieces scattered about. Okay, let's find what we can. It is weird that it was found up here. Found another piece of the statue. There should still be some more. Let's leave no stone unturned. Large white fragment. Shred is angular. I like the view. The judge can look down on everything from up here. Yeah, not bad for a temporary stage. Is that so, Mr. Justice? The judge act for the mock trial? I don't know why, but it kind of creeps me out. Wrong answer again, Mr. Justice. A penalty for our mock lawyer. It's not funny. It is kind of funny. Hey, wait a minute. Oh, maybe it's embroidered going the other direction. I was about to be like, wait a minute. The other statue Robin made, it's been smashed to bits. There were some larger pieces, we might be able to put this one back together too. Yeah, but all I see are itty-bitty ones. I wonder what Mr. Wright would think. If he knew we put Prosecutor Gavin's statue back together but left his like this. Always come back to it after the case is solved. I'll help you fix it. It is kind of interesting that they broke in a different way. Copy of the school paper with that story about the alleged love triangle. People really waste their time reading this stuff. It's more popular than you think. Was that? I thought I heard something just now. You're just hearing things. It was nothing more than your ears playing tricks on you. Oh, here's another big piece. Should still be some more. Let's leave no stone unturned. Oh, another way out here. Found another piece of the statue. Should still be some more. Prosecutor Gavin, you're a complete wreck, literally. Why in the world would someone do something like this? I don't know, whoever did it must have felt an amazing sense of release. You take that as his confession here, forehead? What? No! I feel bad for Robin. She worked so hard on these. Let's pick up the pieces for her. Got it. Let's check every corner of the stage then, yeah? I don't see any others here. Okay, so there's nothing I can pick up from over there. Oh, there's one. This makes 5 pieces in all. I think we have all we're going to find. It's back where Prosecutor Gavin was shattered. I think you might want to reword that. Huh, maybe the location isn't that important then if they're just being grouped together. Yeah, let's see if we can put the statue back together. Alright, Apollo, you come over here and Prosecutor Gavin, if you could hold this. Okay, I was wondering if we were going to have to reassemble it like that jar that one time. We did it. Not bad if I do say so myself. Yeah, but don't you think it's strange? We put the statue back together, but look. What's with all these leftover white pieces? These look like they go together. And this one too. Thea, what do you think that you're doing? Don't stop me now. The artist inside me wants to get out and have a good... I got it. You're having a ball? That was a lot of pieces. The goddess of law holding a pair of scales in one hand and a sword in the other. It's quite the feat you pulled off there, for all along. Yeah, considering we picked up like 3 rocks the size of 2 or 3 white rocks the size of our hand and rebuilt an entire statue from it. Oh, that feeling you get after you work really hard on something. Oh, no, I know who it was. I meant to ask, what's it doing here? Not sure. There's no statue like this in the stage plans. Still, I can swear I've seen this statue somewhere before. Huh. Okay, maybe it wasn't that... it's still kind of big. Even if it's just, like, part of it sitting on top. I mean... something weird is definitely going on here. I did think this was a very weird looking statue behind them. Huh. At least we're moving in the right direction. Let's keep searching the stage for clues. I've been wondering about something this whole time. You know that pole at the edge of the stage? You mean this? There's a wire that goes off and connects to something somewhere. Oh. Oh, what? Excuse me? I feel like... How did we not notice this before? Impressive building fit for an impressive school. Yeah, these beautiful walls are like a big blank canvas. See, my shoe prints leave really distinct marks. Hey, cut that out before you get us into trouble. Okay, I guess the flag isn't important. There's wires for hanging banners over the stage. When the policeman who was here earlier was checking how it worked. Oh, so that's why the banner looks like it's out of place. Okay. Banners are hung and removed from the art room over there. That's the art room? Excuse me? The scene of the crime? Bingo, Fraulein. It's still crawling with cops, though. Hey, anyone in the art room? Oh. I was not expecting him to actually appear from the window. That was unexpected. Two people. Ha ha ha. It's Detective Fulbright. Justice we trust. Is that some kind of a greeting between you two? Detective Fulbright, can you lower that banner from there? Of course. Just leave it to me. How's that? Whew. Thanks, Detective. In justice we trust. Always glad to help. In justice we trust. Alright, buddy. Is that some kind of greeting between you two or not? Interesting. The banner's down now. Let's go take a look. This banner, I don't think it would flap very well in the wind. Unflappable banner, hey, I like that. It was perfect with unflappable lawyers and unflappable rockers. It's like it was made for this very stage. Look at this, the bottom part is all knotted up. Let me try and unravel it. Jeez, did you really have to? You don't come across an unflappable banner every day. Athena, there are some things that have to yield to forces beyond themselves. What a cruel world we live in. Hey, a scrap of paper was caught up inside. It's blowing away. I got it. Yes, great catch, huh? October Hue 120? Hold on. I mean, it seems like it might be in Court's handwriting? Or, I don't know, maybe not. October Hue 120. What's that supposed to mean? A score, maybe? Pretty impressive when you consider the 100 is a perfect score. I don't see how even Hue can get beyond perfect. Fraulein, shall we inspect the banner again now that it's been unraveled? It's the emblem that's on Judy's school uniform. Hey, you're right. Wait a sec. It's hard to see against the red material, but look. Together, there's a dark red stain here just under the emblem. This banner was on a wire connected to the art room. Right, the art room is where the murder occurred. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? The stain might be from the victim's blood. So it's actually another way that they might have gotten the victim down from the art room. Because there was that whole thing about, like, a mat and throwing them off the 3rd floor, and, like, that never really got touched on again. Fraulein, what a wonderful piece of evidence you have there. But I imagine no matter what you present, it would be impossible for it to be more persuasive than... Alright, buddy. That doesn't work that way in court, too. Yeah, okay, so he doesn't know anything about these. Morpheus. Said she doesn't look anything like you or Mr. Wright. Goddess bearing scales and sword, she's a symbol of fairness and strength. She and her symbols were shattered along with the statues of you and Mr. Wright. It's a direct challenge to the rule of law. Well, if they want to fight, they've got one. Well, take it down a notch, Tiger. Let's save the fighting for when we find our culprit. Phew. That was a whole lot of poking around in such a short time. Does that mean you're satisfied? Actually, there was one more thing I wanted to check out. See that metal fence back there? Oh yeah. It's just that one segment, so it seems out of place. Looks like they were in the process of removing them after the stage was set up. They were never able to finish on account of the murder. You should take a look if you think it could be important. Oh, well, there's a mark on it. Actually, there's the mark on the wall and another mark on the floor. You're right, it looks like it starts from behind the backdrop. Maybe a big muddy pro wrestler was hiding back there. Well, that was totally random, but we'll never know until we take a look. Ooh. Something's being dragged through here, and if this is where it started. You know, whatever it was, it's long gone. It must have been pretty heavy. Perhaps it was used in setting up the school festival. I guess it wasn't a pro wrestler. Still, this could be something important. That's about it for the stage. Right, I think we'd better search the art room next. I think I'll hang around here for a while. Make sure to tell me once you find it, yeah? Find what? What else? The governor's banner that disappeared from the stage. You never know. It just might be connected to the case at hand. Really? Or does he just want his banner back? Don't tell me. So, in short, that's... Hey. That box, it just took off running. I have a pretty good idea who that is, as I suspect you do too. Come on, can't afford to have any weird articles written about us. The maintenance area is over in that direction, after that box. Miriam, you're liable to get tossed in the garbage truck if you hang around here. I'm just an empty box, and that's what you do with them. You throw them away. Hey, did you change boxes? I like the new look. It doesn't matter anymore. I was a complete failure in court today. My work, my pride, my dreams, everything I've worked so hard for, gone. Scuttlebutt, but does it believing you had a scoop when you really didn't make you a failure as a reporter? Come to think of it, calling her a failure as a reporter might have been a bit extreme. Scold me, despise me, pack me away where I'll never see the light of day, and cast aside to waste away into a big pile of mushy paper mache. I feel responsible for this, but now's our chance to prod her for information while she's vulnerable. Apollo! That's what you were just thinking. What kind of person do you think I am? Read me like a book. That was you on the stage earlier, wasn't it? Why'd you run off like that? Take a look at this. Why are you showing me a burnt-up old rag? Wait, it's really hard to see, but I think that's the Governor's logo there. So this is the banner that disappeared. It's all burned up. Look at me, I just happened to find it in the incinerator. There's an incinerator too? Oh god, incinerator is always a sign of shenanigans in one of these cases. Did Blackwell actually make good on his threat to burn her box? We should probably try to find out whether someone tried to destroy this on purpose. Yeah, this banner is sounding less and less unrelated to our case, Apollo. Miriam, I owe you an apology. I shouldn't have said you were a failure as a reporter. Too late. I already decided journalism isn't for me. Last step is to erase all of the photos on my PC. I'm really gonna do it. Here goes. 5%, 10%, 4 years of my life down the drain. Should we stop her, Athena? Miriam, you should keep publishing your paper. I didn't mean what I said, okay? You didn't mean it? Oh no, my photos! Stop! Cancel! Abort! Did you stop it in time? Deletion progress. 99% complete. There are only 2 pictures left. What are you gonna do now, Athena? You owe it to her to make this right. I know. Don't worry, Miriam. Your photos may be gone, but the memory of your photographic genius will live on forever in all of our hearts. Athena, that was cringeworthy. Hey, Miriam, check this out. You took some amazing photos of the 3 of them. I'm sure they really appreciated it. Obviously, I'm the ace member of the newspaper club. The only member, in fact. Now, this won't make up for the photos you lost, but here are your newspapers back. No rest for the wicked. I plan on pursuing those 3 for as long as I live. Miriam, why are you so obsessed with Juniper, Hugh, and Robin? Obsessed? I'm not obsessed with them. It's just they were so close ever since their freshman year. So, well... Were you jealous that they were friends? Wait a second, you're not thinking what I think you're thinking.
Objection!
That's exactly what he's thinking, Miriam. You want in on their little trio. How could you possibly know that? That's one abused laptop. My laptop won't turn on. I never thought my life would end so soon. A mere 17 years. Now I really feel bad. Oh, I know. Miriam, we have a laptop at the office. We'd be happy to lend it to you. Huh? You have a laptop I can use? Sure, but on one condition. I want you to ask Junie, Hugh, and Robin if you can hang out with them. What? Like I could ever do that. Sorry, but that's the deal if you want to borrow a laptop. You scare me sometimes, Athena. You're like good cop, bad cop all rolled into one. Fine, I'll do it. If that's all you want. Yay, I'll be by later to bring you the laptop. Wait, it's not like I owe you anything, but here. Thanks. Oh, it's a set of pictures. Looks like they're setting up the stage. Huh. Okay, that's the... Huh. That's the... metal wall. And Professor Means is talking to Robin, who I guess is working on the right statue, maybe? It's hard to tell. Oh, 10:23, 6:03 p. Wait a minute. 10:23, 6:03 p.m. Okay, so that's the day before the that's the night of the murder, and it's just after 6 p.m. So both of them are here at 6 p.m. setting up the stage. Yeah. I took them when they were putting the stage's backdrop into place. Okay. So both of... well, that doesn't really say anything. I mean, they're both kind of... I don't know that there's much of a difference between the 2 of them. It's just... The 3 of them... Well, actually, yeah, the 3 of them were all there. They're putting the stage's backdrop into place. I'm assuming the construction workers are incidental, but it does mean that Robin was around too. At 6 p.m. at least. And Professor Means was, I guess, working with her? I sure have an eye for photography, what I can make out anyway. Even the last 2 photos that didn't get deleted. They're all yours. Well, see you around, stray lawyer lady. It's really impressive, Athena. What's next? Wait, one more thing. There's not a good shot of the 3rd floor, I thought. Because I think that winch, or the banner, the rope that went up to the 3rd floor, I think it's that window, but there's nothing there right now. So that had to have been set up as part of it. But I guess that makes sense, so, nothing there. Well, I'd like to talk to Hugh or Robin if possible. Okay, let's walk around and see if we can find them. You have anything to say about these? I guess we can try looking for them. In case they're, like, somewhere around. Oh, wait. I'm carrying a sooty mess of fabric around. Yeah, about that. This is kind of hard to say, but this is the banner you've been looking for. It was found in the incinerator. What? Is ash and cinder? That's all that's left? Somehow I don't think this is a random act of vandalism. Yeah, it no doubt bears some relation to the case at hand. In short, this is a challenge directed at me and Gaviner's fans everywhere. I mean, I think they were just using it. I don't know that they were necessarily challenging him. Mark my words, Fraulein, I will find the perpetrator behind this crime. Great, thanks. Does he mean whoever burned the flag? The professor's killer. I'll just cross my fingers that they're one and the same. Alright, I guess we'll see... I guess we'll check to see if they're around somewhere first. I mean, they might... It doesn't look like they will be. Oh, somebody's here. Hey, that's Hugh over there. Hugh, we wanted a word with you, if you don't mind. Says Mr. Wright, then sure, you two? Meh. I knew it. There's a hint of discord in this Hugh's voice. You're not getting off that easy. After all, you're a possible suspect, plus you actually confessed in court. Whatever. So what do you want from me? But make it brief. I don't have a lot of time, and I assume you don't either. About your confession today. You weren't serious about that, were you? Let's just say I had no choice thanks to a certain lawyer who failed to get the job done. Gulp. So you're really prepared to take the blame for this? Not gonna happen. The voice in the tape is female, so that rules me out. I mean, we did explain how it could still be you. Let's put it this way, you don't actually believe that ridiculous play on words, do you? Fair. I do still think that, like, it was meant in some other context than just, you know, I'm going to kill you. That was it was a bit of a stretch. Confession is just like that, a means to an end, or as we say around here, the ends justify the means. But I actually do believe the voice is shouting Hugh O'Connor. I mean, I guess it could be. Juniper's confession was quite advantageous for the real killer. If Robin or I were actually the killer, we wouldn't have confessed. It's that simple. Even you should be capable of such reasoning, or have I overestimated you? You'll make a great lawyer someday. I mean, you seem to enjoy getting under people's skin. Could Hugh and Robin's confessions really prove their innocence instead of their guilt? This is going to take some serious thinking on my part. Sure looked like Prosecutor Blackwell was twisting your arm to testify earlier today. There's some sort of secret he's using against you. Yeah. Something's going on with him. That's like the only time I've seen him really be, like, distressed. You really are a rank amateur. Even if that were true, you think I'd open up to you? So he's not denying it. The secret might be causing the discord in his voice. Again, we have the same problem with Junie and Robin. You're just wasting your time and mine. Next question. About that meeting with Professor Cord on the 23rd, why did she want to see you? No intention of telling you. You'll have to force it out of me. Anyway, you can. Ugh. Professor Mean strikes again. Again, Hugh is in the lawyer course. Didn't Professor Court used to say that the only good result is the truth? So why don't you drop this whole charade and just tell me the truth? The truth. How can you be so sure it will help you solve this case? Truth isn't necessarily your friend, nor Juniper's for that matter. No, you're wrong. I don't care what anyone says. I'm going to defend Junie the right way, using the truth. It's the only way to honor Junie's wishes and Professor Court's memory. I see. Very well, Miss Sykes. I'll testify tomorrow about that truth you're so interested in. Phew. But... don't look to me if something happens to Juniper because of it. Understand? What's that supposed to mean? What a terrible thing to say. I thought you guys were friends. Yes, we were. Till just recently, actually. Were? I already told Juniper, so I might as well tell you. I don't really care about her anymore. What? Why? Just as I have my secrets, she has a side you've never seen. Juniper's not all sunshine and rainbows like you think she is. Sorry, this is just one of those phrases that's just like, oh god. Edgeworth could get a run for his money from this kid. What are you saying? This conversation's over. I said I don't have a lot of time, and I meant it. He's gone. Doesn't care about her anymore. Why would he say that? Didn't go so well. I guess we'll just have to pin our hopes on his testimony tomorrow. Athena, what do you say we head over to the art room? Might be a nice change of pace. Hopefully the police have completed their investigation. Alright, we don't really have much time left anyway. Finally the art room. We've hit my little lawyer friends again. Thanks again for lowering that school banner for us earlier. Don't mention it. Helping those in need is what my brand of justice is all about. Right. So this art room is where the murder actually occurred. That's right. You can't see it with the naked eye, but there's blood on the floor. The area roped off in the middle of the room marks the spot. Police investigation is done, so if you want to look around, knock yourselves out. Find anything new, Detective Fulbright? Good question. Fortunately, the answer is nothing much yet. He sure is confident for having found nothing. If we're talking outside the art room, there's been a major breakthrough. Oh dear, unless I find out what that is, I don't know what I shall do. No need for the theatrics. I was told I could fill you in on this one. Wow, you saw right through me, Detective. I'm impressed. Looking to get arrested for murder via unwanted flattery, are we? So, what's the major breakthrough you mentioned? You want to know? You really want to know? You really... Come on, just tell us already. Aw, you're no fun. Anyhow, we got the results of the voice print analysis back. Voice print? You mean for this tape recorder? Exactly. Voice belongs to the suspect, Ms. Woods, beyond a shadow of a doubt. See right here? They analyzed the voice and the tape inside and out. Huh. And you thought the voice in the tape was saying Hugh O'Connor. Thanks for the good laugh, Miss Sykes. It's the last person I want laughing at me. So now there's evidence of Juniper shouting, "You're a goner," around the time of death. Voice spirit perfect match. Testing is underway regarding signs of... Hold on. Voice is a perfect match. Testing is underway regarding signs of post-recording editing. The tape has about 10 minutes 35 seconds of noise requiring further testing. Okay. So, if we could take this as truth, how are we supposed to make sense of it? I don't know. I can't think of any reason why Judy would shout that in the first place. Alright, well, I guess we'll start with this. Hey, this is the area with the rope around it. That's where we detected a large blood stain. In short, the victim was stabbed here or somewhere close by. The fact that there's no visible blood means it was wiped up with something, right? Right. We were able to detect trace amounts of blood. Only wiping it up does not remove all evidence of wrongdoing. And that, in a nutshell, is justice, right? I'd appreciate it if you'd let me have the cool lines. Picture of a girl wearing a floral hat. Oh, it has the artist's name right here. C. Court. Wow, Professor Court must have painted this. So is this what they consider art? I really don't get it. I swear I've seen this girl before. Cough. Cough. There's an air of fragility about her and those pity-inducing eyes. Athena. I mean, okay, fine. She hasn't worn the hat yet, but the sunflower in her hair? I'm pretty sure she has... Oh no, she doesn't have pigtails right now. Or, I guess they're not pigtails, but... What? Okay, fine, maybe it's not her. Or it's not immediately obvious that it is her, it's just not immediately obvious. There's a paint palette here. No surprise there considering this is the art room. Looks like someone mixed yellow and red to make orange. For yellow, you on the other hand are way too red. What's that supposed to mean? I think this is saying the two of us have to work together to solve this case. Ooh, what if this is Professor Court sending us a message from beyond the grave? Not the blob right next to it, the one with red and green. Maybe she's implying that you need more delicious greens in your diet. You saying Professor Court is watching over our dietary habits from the pearly gates? Okay, there's something here. Hey, it's gone. That strange statue in the school camera photo. I wonder where it is. Robin's a member of the Fine Arts Club. Maybe she could shed some light on this. I mean, it seems like that was originally what that statue was, and then it was shattered and reconstructed into the weird statue, and then shattered again, and then Athena put it back together. Or something. I don't know. You can see the other half of the building over there, and the quad stage down below. Yeah, this must be the window Detective Fulbright stuck his head out of earlier. Oh yeah, thanks for the help, Detective. A true champion of justice always comes running to those in need. Great, then how about telling us Prosecutor Blackwell's strategy for tomorrow? Alright, let me think. Well... Oh, hey, I'm not falling for that. So close I can almost taste it. Hey, look, that's you on this mobile, Apollo. A red demon. Red demon looks more like a snake curled around a brush to me. No, see the antenna and the yellow spots on its back? Anyone can see it's a ladybug. What? I guess we'll have to agree to disagree. Fine, we can investigate this further at a later date. Agreed? Okay, let's do that. You okay with that, Athena? I really regret bringing this up. Now, here's something I wanted to take a look at specifically. The clock that created that major problem for Junie. Let's take a closer look. Don't waste your time. I've checked it. It's 100% accurate. You sure? How'd you check it? Of course I'm sure. Compared it to my own watch, see? Detective Fulbright, didn't you notice that your watch had stopped? It has. This is unacceptable. Obviously can't rely on him. Let's take a look for ourselves. Let's see. Wait a second. It's ahead by 1 whole hour. Well, Detective? But this clock must have also been an hour. I mean, you can't really prove that Unless they had just gotten back from Paris that day, or no, it'd have to be 11 hours off, so it'd have to be Frankfurt. So that would fit perfectly with Judy's testimony. Prosecutor Blackwell won't like this. I almost feel sorry for the detective. Almost. You can at least pretend to feel sorry by wiping that big grin off your face. Clock is an hour ahead right now, sure, but what proof do you have that it was running ahead on the day of the crime? Right. I think I just might have something. Detective Fulbright, you would agree that there's a moon outside this window, right? Sure, a nice crescent one, like something out of a picture book. If you look at that window in the back with the winch attached to it, you'll see that the only view to be had is the opposite side. Oh, of course. I was... it's because they were putting it in place. But that would mean that... Okay, yeah, that actually backs up her evidence, or the evidence then. I hadn't thought of... I had been wondering, I was like, how would they get that entire backdrop up there? But I guess if they were moving into place with the construction equipment, that's entirely possible. Then what's this moon doing here? I wonder. Yeah, I already figured this part out. Yeah, I know. It's the same as the one painted on this. Yes, it is.
Take that!
I know what this moon really is, and if you look at this photo, you'll know too. It shows where that moon in the photo came from, the truth of Judy's testimony. Where? Where does it show that? If you look right here, it will all become crystal clear.
Take that!
They were still prepping the stage, so its backdrop wasn't in place yet. This photo shows them in the process of moving the backdrop into position. You can see that. That's the big board hanging there. The size matches too. There's no picture. That's a crucial detail. It is, but I believe what we're seeing in this photo is the back of the board. That's right, and at around 6 p.m. when this was taken, a photo of that same board was being taken from the front. What do you mean the front? The front is against the wall. That's where you're wrong. What about the window? Remember how we said the moon shouldn't even exist in this photo? Take a good look. Suggesting the moon is the one on the backdrop. Exactly. In short, this photo was taken while the backdrop was being moved. As you can see here, it was around 6 when the backdrop was being set in place. So, yeah, it has to have been at 6 o'clock because there's no way it would still be there an hour later. Just blow a hole in a piece of the prosecution's evidence. Alright. There's the wire and a winch. So this is how they release the banners in and out. It's a nice view of the stage from here. Prosecutor Gavin is still standing in front of that broken statue. So it really wasn't you, Apollo. Don't worry, you can tell me. I won't tell anyone. I'll never clear my name unless we catch the real culprit. Picture of the girl wearing a floral hat. But it has the artist's name right here. R. Newman. Wow, Robin must have painted this. Is this Juniper? The clothes are different, but... Oh look, there's a piece of paper stuck to the back. Let's see what it says. Completely lacks Professor Court's artistry. Must keep practicing, Robin. Huh. I think this is plenty good myself. It would have looked like if Professor Court had painted Juniper. That would have been really artistic looking. You mean... like this? There's no accounting for taste. Not a mock trial script. Actually, there's a whole bunch of them here. Let's see. Looks like everyone from the judge course submitted one. The victim Constance Court was the Fine Art Club's advisor. She probably spent a lot of time up here in addition to her other duties. This is where I'd keep a bunch of scripts, but I'd wager that's how they wound up here. We're stressed out over word Professor Court. I know exactly how that feels. You must, because your deck always looks like a tornado hit it. You're one to talk, Apollo. Me? What about Mr. Bright? Maybe we should rename the firm Right Stuff All Over the Place Agency. Okay, so that one fallen statue doesn't matter, but what about these other three? 3 busts sitting on a shelf, a judge, a defendant, and either a lawyer or prosecutor. The bearded one must be the judge, and the bummed out looking one the defendant. Look, there's another one that's fallen onto the floor. Wonder which one fell, the lawyer or the prosecutor. Think, Apollo, think. This could tell us how tomorrow's trial will go. I'll just wait for tomorrow's horoscopes, thanks. Oh, maybe it wasn't all that important. Okay, some stuff over here. Piece of pottery. Looks like it's already been fired. Bet Robin made it. I bet it won't last long, not with the way she deals with her own work anyway. Seems like such a waste. I mean, this one already has some color on it. Looks just like bloodstains the way the glaze was dribbled onto it. That does look like bloodstains. We better examine it at once. I get it. The victim was stabbed in the middle of the room where the big bloodstain is. And then brought over here, at which point some of her blood dripped onto these pieces. Means the body very well could have been dropped from this window. In the mock trial script, the body was dropped onto a mat, and a ball cart was used to move it over to the stage. This area below this room in the storehouse there has a mat and ball cart. So even the moving of the body was carried out just like in the Killer sure had a thing for Junie's script. What do you expect? That's why we suspected the defendant in the first place. We were wrong, and I'm going to prove it in court. Kinda looks like there's a prosecutor's badge at the top of the statue. But it's not if you look real close. Another strange, difficult to understand work of art. Oh look, it has a title. Guilty, Guilty, Guilty. Real creative art. Either it's too abstract to understand, or as subtle as a sledgehammer. Hey, there's one on the floor here. Mock trial script on the floor, and nearby an envelope marked Use. If Miriam's script was ever really inside that envelope. Let's see here. By Miriam Scuttlebutt, and the title is Rogue et Noir, Crimson Blood and Dark Judgment. Wouldn't take part in that mock trial if she begged me. It says there are special rules allowing the payment of bribes while court is adjourned. Oh, and you can bring in up to $3 worth of fabricated evidence. It also says, welcome to the darkest mock trial ever, where the end justifies the means. The prosecution claims this is the script that was supposed to have been used. The scripts were selected by Professor Court. Considering how much she valued the truth, I seriously doubt she'd pick a script entitled Crimson Blood and Dark Judgment. You have that title memorized already. Well, I think we've examined pretty much everything we can. By the way, did Prosecutor Blackwell happen to tell you anything about tomorrow's trial? Just as we trust. It's no use trying to pry more information out of me. Having just learned that the clock had been 1 hour fast, it means we're back to square one concerning the suspect's actions that day. I wonder what the main argument will be about now. How the body was moved would be my guess. Prosecutor Blackwell's got his own plans. Does he now? Oh, does he now? Detective Fulbright, as you might, I won't say another word about the investigation. No, I wasn't going to ask about that. I was just wondering if you'd seen Robin. Oh, you mean Miss Robin Newman? She was just here a moment ago, and she mumbled something about watching videos in the lecture hall. Alright, so we've got another stop to make. Robin, hey, Robin. Oh, Athena, Apollo. What are you watching there? Oh, it just so happens to be a video of the mock trial. I'd use a bit of coercion to get it, but the end justifies the means, right? There it is again. Professor Means sure has a lot of influence around here. Care to look into the true connection between the murder and the mock trial with me? Sounds great, but do you mind if we ask you some questions first? Yeah, sure. I'll tell you anything you want. About your confession today, why'd you do it? Because Juniper hasn't done anything wrong. I had to stop the trial by any means possible. Right, the end justifies the means. So you're a follower of Professor Means too? Professor Means is a wonderful teacher, as was Professor Court. I like them both. Okay. So it seems like all three of them have different takes on how to approach this, whereas he was on the side of Professor Means and Juniper is on the side of Professor Court, and Robin's kind of just like, maybe I could do either. I go either way. She brushed that one off like a pro. With that style of justice, you run the risk of breaking the law. Well, I'm prepared to quit school because of this case. What? Why? I want to be an artist. That's what I really want, man. No, my parents forced me to study to become a prosecutor. If the trial went south, you'd have to drop out and give up on being a prosecutor. That's what you were really after, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Talk about someone who literally changes at the bat of an eyelash. I guess she's been dealing with her own problems, too. That totally makes sense. Yeah, I suppose so, but that doesn't make what she did right. Could you tell us about what you were doing on the night of the murder? Finishing a statue. I was on the stage until the last bell. That's right, you made the statues of Mr. Wright and Prosecutor Gavin, didn't you? Yes. Yes, I did. Both of them. This is just a formality, but can you prove you were making the statues at that time? Can I prove it? You think I'm the killer now? No, that's not what I meant. Both you and Robin were still at school after 7 p.m. But neither of them can prove exactly what they were doing. Could one of them really have murdered Professor Court? Have there been any problems now that everyone here knows you're a girl? No worries there. I discussed the matter with Professor Court some time ago. I told her I wanted to let everyone know I was really a girl. And just today I found out that she spoke with the school administration on my behalf. Wow, they must really like you. I know, right? But now I can finally be myself here at school. I don't have to hide the fact that I love girly clothes. That's why, Athena, I simply must have this and this by any means possible. What? But this is evidence we need for the trial. Sorry, but no can do. Oh, don't be a party pooper, Athena. Come on, please? Pretty please? Stage costume-related evidence in classic justifies the means style. Okay. Oh, darn it. Anyway, thank you again, Athena. Thank you for revealing who I really am. I wanted everyone to know before the snitch found out. The snitch? Sounds like a new lead. There's a rumor going around that one of the students here is a snitch. I hear they're watching everything we do, our activities, our relationships, our interests, and reporting it all to one of the professors. Why would anyone do that? Officially, I heard it's to seek out misconduct among the student body. The rumor has it grades were being bought and sold to this surveillance network. Huh. It's bribery. The situation at Athena's Legal Academy is worse than I thought. While all this is important stuff, I still want to ask about that thing in the art room. I'll have to present some evidence to show her what I'm talking about, though. Remembered something I want to ask you. This photo shows a piece of art on the table. Do you know what it is? Ooh. Whoa. That unique artistic sense, that has to be one of Professor Quart's creations, man. Professor Quart's artistic sense? Professor Quart's artistic sense, that's a tough one. I'd say it's avant-garde and very eclectic. In other words, it's weird and all over the place. I mean, it's definitely got that, like, Picasso-like surrealism? Realism? I don't know what the term is, but think of it. The strange-looking painting in the art room was one of Professor Quart's works, wasn't it? The statue in that photo was originally a statue of Lady Justice. Yeah, okay, so Professor Quart had planned on placing it on the judge's bench in the lecture hall. The day before the mock trial, it broke while she was polishing it. She said she'd take it back to the art room and try to fix it somehow. So, this is the statue in its proper state? You bet. Just look at that wild silhouette. Wow, it's so cute. I don't get it. Do you have to be an artist to appreciate stuff like this? I mean, it's interesting. Nina, the Lady Justice you put back together on that stage. Oh, right. I didn't realize before because it was in pieces, but before it was smashed, maybe it didn't look like Lady Justice, but more like it does in the photo. But what in the world was it doing on the stage? Good question. Well, I think that about covers it. Okay, then how about watching the mock trial video with me? What do you say? Sure, sounds good to me. Or so how do you want to watch it? All classroom desks at the school have their own built-in computer, you know. Wow, this place is definitely a lot cushier than I thought. I know you guys are in a hurry, so I'll just fast forward to the important parts. Let's start with the professor's pre-trial speech. Afternoon, I would like to start by thanking you for coming here today. Oh, that sounds like Professor Means. Mock trial, the crown jewel event of the school festival, will begin shortly. Is the camera like this the whole time? Yeah, it's in a fixed position in front of the stage. When I was a student, I too could hardly wait for this day to come. How come teachers' speeches always make me so sleepy? Let's just skip to the end of the speech. Now, let the mock trial begin. Hey, what's the deal here? Why is Junie so large? Because she's right in front of the camera. She got right in front of the camera. Heh. Juniper was also in charge of the audio, even though she was already playing a part in the mock trial itself. She had to do it to keep the script details secret. She was all over the place that day. When she wasn't in the trial, she was in the audio control room dealing with the music. Ooh, so this is what the lecture hall looks like. Looks like there's a judge's bench back by the screen and a witness stand up front. What about those balconies with the professors' names on them? Okay, so the faculty seats on each side. The faculty seats. Professor Means and Professor Quart were in charge of scoring the mock trial. Okay, so they were sitting... Oh, I see. There's... You can see there's little balconies like... what's this? Two... Waldorf and Statler when they're making fun of things. Now let's fast forward this a bit. Okay, so you can't see... You can't really see them. Basically, well, maybe that's in the upper left and right corners. Maybe that's the professors' areas, and then it looks like the audio is not really visible from here, or at least the entrance to the audio area. That's why the defendant is definitely guilty. That was me. Could you tell? Objection. A frail co-ed used her bare hands to stab her professor with an arrow? I don't think so. I read that line in the mock trial, Apollo, but you made it sound kind of weird. Give me some slack. It was my first time reading that script. I think Juniper's going to speak next. I didn't do it. I had suffered a breakdown and pretty much lost it. It's true, I shouted, "You're a gaunt..." Alright. So it absolutely is something that she said, but it might be a recording. Because we're listening to it right now. But a real actress, a shame. Wait, could you go back and play that scene again? You really think that's necessary? Stop, did you hear that? I think you're onto something. Let's play that last part again. Now follow. What are you guys so excited about? And this piece of evidence should explain it.
Take that!
That's it? Oh, right. What was the connection again? Come on, Athena. I know you know. I do? Really? We're shouting your daughter has to... Wait. Hold on. Is that not... That's the voice print analysis. How is that not it? Unless there's something else. Oh, I see the tape recorder.
Take that!
I sure remember this. It contains a female voice shouting a violent threat. I'll play it for you. Voices and performance do sound similar, but I can't believe this is happening. It's just a possibility, but if the voice on this tape is really a recording, one made from the mock trial video, then that means this evidence was fabricated. I didn't get to do a voice print analysis in time for court today. That's why the gender of the voice became so important. And if the real killer had foreseen that gender would become key in today's trial, he would have tried to deflect attention away from himself by making the suspect female. So basically the only one with something to gain from doing this is our sole male suspect. Wait a second. No way. That's not really how she voiced that, but still. Professor Mean's credo is the end justifies the means, so it makes perfect sense that a student who took those words to heart would fabricate evidence. We need to get that tape analyzed as soon as possible. Allow me to assist you with that. Prosecutor Gavin, at least make some kind of noise so we know you're there. Do big or go home with rockstar entrances, Fraulein. Timing is everything. I'll make a copy of that tape right now, and I'll get you the results as soon as I can. I trust that would be alright? Very much so, thanks. Well, Athena, it's almost sundown. It's about time we head over to the detention center. I think Junie will agree that this is something that could prove her innocence, but will her heart really be open to accepting it? She had to have known this was what I'd find. And that about covers the main gist of our investigation. I see. Very interesting. You've been quite the busy beaver today. Thank you for all your hard work, Athena. Well, my time's about up. It will be getting dark soon, so... Junie, you must be tired after being on your feet all day. You should go home and... No, wait. You have to listen to me. I don't want to hear anymore. I know what you're going to say, Athena. Junie, you promised. Solid evidence. So please just listen to what I have to say. Once you've heard me out, I'll let you decide what to do. Alright. Voice in this recording has been proven to be yours, Junie. And in the mock trial video, we can hear you reading your line from the script. We're having both of them analyzed now, but from what I can tell, the voices are the same. The only one who'd benefit from faking the voice recording would be Hugh. But that doesn't make any sense. I mean, Hugh confessed in order to protect me. It may sound strange, but his confession is a ploy to make himself look less suspicious. In other words, he was just pretending to protect you. It would be a lot more convincing if he had said it. It would have been a lot more convincing if he said it first. Robin doing it first really puts herself on the line, because if Juniper or Hugh say nothing, then she is basically screwed. Juniper jumping in to cover for Robin makes it more difficult, but by the time Hugh confesses, it's like, I mean, it could already have been either of them, so he adds himself in as a suspect, but doesn't really change the outcome of things. So, yeah, Besides, his confession came after Robin had already confessed. If he hadn't confessed right then as well, wouldn't that have seemed a little suspicious? That's also true. Say what you will, Athena, but none of us would hurt a fly, let alone kill someone. He was a gifted student. He gets outstanding grades and never causes trouble. Wait, Athena. The bracelet reacted just now. It did? But why? Junie, can you look me in the eye and repeat what you just said? Oh, none of us would hurt a fly, let alone kill someone. He was a gifted student. He gets outstanding grades and never causes trouble. Now, I'm sure of it. She's lying. Alright. Her sunflower twitches. Maybe her, like, she'd be like putting her other hand behind her back or something. Maybe like one of her ears was twitching, but I really started to think it might have been the sunflower for a second. don't know what this one is. There must be something I'm missing. If she blinks, then maybe she might stop blinking or something. I don't know what else to look at. I don't see anything. That's my voice, isn't it? Apparently it's a recording of you reading your script during the mock trial. Earlier when you said it was Professor Court's voice, it's quite shocking. I would imagine it was the professor yelling at Hugh. Oh, that was just, you know, such an inspired leap of logic. You really are something special, Dina. Yeah, it takes a special kind of person to make a claim like that with a straight face. It doesn't take my sensitive hearing to detect dripping sarcasm, genius. Yeah, you know it's against school rules for you to have such things in your possession. Student Council President, I'm afraid I'll have to confiscate that. Hand it over, please. This is important evidence. Oh, well, then I suppose we can make an exception just this once. Wow, she's one tough law and order type president, alright. Still don't know why that was in the incinerator. Tell us anything about this? I don't really know what to say. She went silent. Seems like she doesn't want to talk about it. Huh. Interesting. She has an idea of what this is, but she doesn't want to talk about it. Well, time to present a whole bunch of other things, because who knows? Okay, so you just don't have anything to say about the original planner. Wish the mock trial had ended better than it did. Yeah, but to have 3 good friends all play leading roles? It's pretty amazing if you think about it. That's true. It's thanks to the strength of our friendship. There's nothing we can't do if we help and support each other. I don't know. Is that really the issue here? Whenever I bring it up, yes, that's what it's all about. The friendship between the 3 of us is absolute. Athena, it's obvious that they're friends, so let's leave it at that. Yes, I know that, but her words seem kind of forced. That was just a prop. To think it would become an actual murder weapon. Killer is trying to make this case look exactly like your script. That's why this all was used like that. But why would anyone do that? Yeah, that's the $1,000,000 question. I wonder if Junie has her suspicions but is afraid to share them with me. That's your attorney's badge, isn't it? I really envy you, you know. That gold sunflower really suits you. Thanks, but I know you'll make a fabulous judge someday, Junie. Thank you. But if I become a judge, I'll never have one of those sunflower badges. Wait, so she only envies me for the badge? Hey, come here. Just in case. Okay, in the hall. I can't think of anything else that would challenge me about this. Don't really know what to say. Okay, so stuff that she doesn't know about. And then that's her voice. I think I've looked at a couple of these twice now. She doesn't know anything special about the statue. I think it'd be something about her face, but I don't see anything. Does her hair get ruffled? I think you can twitch your hair controllably. Your shoulders shift? The other shoulder.
Gotcha!
Huh. You start coughing when you're under stress. Yeah, I it's like her scarf is alive. What? Said it never causes trouble. Cough escaped and made your scarf flutter. Throw your stress. It's because you were lying. Judy, you're trying to hide Hugh's connection to this case, aren't you? And I believe that also ties into a secret about yourself. A secret? About me? I don't understand. Yeah, something's up. He ended their friendship after he found out about Junie's secret, which means Hugh must have felt betrayed by Junie, making her... Oh, right. There was talk of a snitch. That's gotta be it. Professor Court snitch, weren't you? There's a rumor going, yeah. And while fulfilling that role, you learned something about Hugh you'd rather forget. I don't know what you're talking about. Junie, please, stop hiding things from me. I hate having to force things out of you like this. Looks like we're gonna have to do this the hard way. Time to review the evidence and see if I can't prove my hypothesis. Must have something that proves Junie's the snitch and Hugh's connection to the case. I speak with Hugh O'Connor, met with Hugh about the report yesterday. I mean, that's kind of... I don't know what this... Not sure what this means. Ooh, this is her handwriting. I was wondering why this didn't match up with the handwriting, and it didn't seem to quite match up with the handwriting in the planner.
Take that!
I like to see you come. Not trying to hide anything. There's one cool customer, Athena. Wait, I don't think that was the right... Oh, never mind. I've already told you all I know. I must have something...
Take that!
Maybe the original one? Right. Routine report. I believe this is meant to mean when the snitch would report into Professor Court. I also believe Professor Court planned to meet Hugh in private based on the snitch's info. And from their meeting, Hugh must have put 2 and 2 together and figured out your secret. So you see, it all makes sense only if you're the snitch, Junie. Forgive me. Forgive me, Athena. I've been lying to you this whole time. The truth is, I suspected Hugh from the start. You did? Yeah, this is surprising. I'm so sorry. I've talked about friendship so much, but I've been a terrible friend. Juniper, I don't have that special kind of hearing that Athena does, but I don't need it to sense the pain you're feeling inside. And its intensity is directly proportional to how you feel about your friend. Am I right? Apollo, please, Junie, tell me why you suspected Hugh. I have a feeling that will be the key to getting to the bottom of this whole case. What exactly was your role as class snitch? Professor Court had told me how Academy alumni had strayed from the path of justice. The dark age of the law, huh? Yeah, she didn't want any more of our students going astray like that. A few others at the Academy shared her view. I thought her ideas were beautiful, though, and sad and unrealistic. She asked you to be her eyes and ears, didn't she? I used to report to her once a month about any wrongdoings I'd seen or heard about. And that report session in her planner, the one from October 22nd, was a part of that? Yes, that's when I reported Hugh to Professor Court. Snitched on her own friend. I had accidentally overheard Hugh talking. What'd you hear? He was talking to someone on the phone. I think it was one of his parents. What were they talking about? Something about having paid money for good test scores. I only overheard him talking, so I never did find out who the money was going to. What? That's bribery. He was buying his way through school, and if that's the case, then that evidence that always seemed out of place might actually be about his secret. Always seemed out of place. It's gotta be this.
Take that!
Found this while we were investigating the stage. It's got Hugh's name on it. I didn't know what the number meant at the time, but now that I'm hearing about bribes, it must mean that a bribe of 120 grand was to be paid in October. What's more, take a look at this mark. The same mark is on the pages of Professor Court's plan. Okay, maybe it was the same handwriting. Hey, you're right. Wait, but why would Professor Court have that kind of information in her planner? You don't really think the person who was taking the bribe money was... It's just a possibility at this point. It may indeed have been Professor Court. But that is impossible. She'd be the last person I'd ever suspect of accepting bribes. Like I said, it's just a possibility, but a rather good one. Maybe their private talk had to do with the possibility of the bribery being exposed. And what started out as a little argument soon got out of hand. It's not your fault, Junie. Anybody would have suspected Hugh if they knew what you knew. No, I don't believe that alone would have driven him to murder. There's another reason why I suspected Hugh. You've got to be kidding me. There's more? Another reason? I saw Hugh around 7 p.m. the day before the mock trial. Oh, so she's finally ready to talk about that. When I saw him, his... Oh, Athena. Junie, are you alright? Just try to relax and tell me what happened.
I never wanted to see what I did. But I'll have to live with it, won't I? In that hallway, Hugh's hands... His hands were dripping with blood.
Why? What am I going to do? Deep down, I know Hugh can't be the killer, but my mind keeps telling me he is, no matter how hard I try to convince myself he isn't. Oh, what am I going to do? Hugh, he's... I can't take this anymore. Athena, so she hid the fact that she had seen Hugh and said she went home at 6 because she wanted to avoid talking about what she saw. Junie, it must have been terrible holding all of that in. It's going to be okay. I'll get to the bottom of this. And that's my promise from one good friend to another. I'll be defending Juniper tomorrow. If that's okay with you, Professor Means. My main concern is whether you can defeat that prosecutor. But I won't try to stop you. I will be watching from the gallery, and shall look forward to seeing what sort of results your methods can produce. Good luck tomorrow. Now, if you would excuse me. Athena, I'm sorry. I really mean it. I wish I had trusted you from the start. You have to uncover the truth tomorrow. I know you can do it. Don't worry. We already know that the prosecution's key piece of evidence is a fake. Thanks to you, we figured out the motive, too. Let's give this our best shot, Athena. Tomorrow will be the day Juniper walks free. Wouldn't have it any other way. Should be all ready now. Could possibly go wrong this time. Still, there's a strange, uneasy feeling I can't shake. I better be imagining it. Interesting. Well, definitely going to call it here. Ended up being pretty long. But, huh. Interesting. Well, that's going to be it for tonight. And my cat is getting very upset with me for not calling it a night earlier, so I'll just have to make this quick. I hope you enjoyed the stream or the video if you're watching it later on, and catch you next time.